It's the Group 4 Central Jersey semifinal games. Middletown South comes in, of course, 8-0. Fourth-year head coach Bob Generelli.
Yeah, Bob Generelli, what more can you say about him? We talked a lot about him against Brick when they came in against undefeated Brick in a great ball game. He's the type of coach, it's a players type coach, gets really excited, jumps in the air a lot, gets really involved in this game. They won the championship in 89 and 90. Last year, a tough loss to Edison. So this year, I'm sure they're hungry, especially Coach Bob Generelli and company. They want to go undefeated, and they want to bring that state championship back to this swamp.
Of course, they come in at 6 out of 7 years having that playoff experience, and of course they've also played 4 of the teams that are in the state playoffs. Woodbridge, on the other hand, hasn't played as many quality teams, you might say, but they're all raring to go.
Yeah, but we said 6-2. Their 2 losses came 2 weeks in a row against Sayreville and Stevens, JP Stevens. You know, they play in more Central Jersey or Madison Central. Edison, they also played Edison, which Middletown South lost to last year. They beat them 28-0. East Brunswick, so they play teams of that caliber, but as you said, Middletown South may be playing a better caliber type ball clubs. It is exciting. You throw the records away, like I said, and this record in the swamp, undefeated. How many games, John, here?
29-0, dating back to 1987 when they actually lost 29-0 to Manalapan. So they've gotten 29 games in a row at the swamp here. Haven't lost. It's a good place to play for them.
Very good place, and the crowd is here just like it always is. These fans come and give great support. Should be a great ball game. We're just about ready for the old kickoff, John.
That's right. We're getting ready. It's Dave Jacks will be number 44 kicking off, and back deep for the Woodbridge Barons. You can see there. That's number 41, Robert Edmonds, the running back. And we're waiting for the signal here from the referees as usual. We talk it over. They figure out where they're going to kick it to and perhaps try to kick it away from Edmonds.
As we mentioned, Edmonds 621 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. He does have pretty good speed, and here we go, Johnny.
All right, here it's a low kick. Going to keep it away from him. They'll take it. Well, we'll hold off here as we hold on here. Perhaps we didn't get the entire signal. And we'll see what the referee and the umpire decide here. We'll bring it back to the 40-yard line. And perhaps they weren't quite ready for the signal. Now we're going to call illegal procedure against Woodbridge. You don't see that too often on the
You don't really see it against the
there.
receiving team mostly. Mostly you see it against the kicking team. But now they'll move up 5 more yards.
All right, to the 45-yard line.
Yeah.
And we'll see whether or not he decides he wants to kick it low again, or perhaps try to kick it right into the end zone and get that no running back.
Yeah,
also back there is number 27. That's Chris Stephen. We'll be calling his number a lot today, too.
Yeah, he's a guy who's really involved in this ball club, the Barons of Woodbridge. They come in here 6-2, as we mentioned. But both adrenaline pumping, the butterflies are in the stomach already, and we're just about underway again.
All right, one more time we'll do it. We'll see if we get everything going here. Of course, the first quarter always a little nerve-wracking. All right, indeed, taking it at the 10-yard line. Cafaro all the way up to about the 28-yard line, and there Woodbridge will take over 1st and 10, and a good chance for Middletown South to show some defense.
Yeah, Middletown South is great defensive ball club. They only give up 120 yards per game, this defensive unit, doing a great job all year, and they're playing against an offense, against this Baron offense, who averages 264 yards a game. So we'll see the battle, and it's always one on the line, the offense and defensive line, one right down there in the trenches.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. The quarterback for the Woodbridge Barons is number 12, Joe Kirk. He's got an I formation as usual, but man in motion goes to the left. Kirk on the handoff to Edmonds. He is stopped maybe about a half a yard, and I think we've got about 9 Eagles in on that play.
Yeah, looks like the whole ball club was over there, especially number 12, Jim Sanfilippo, came over there to make the stop along with a slew of other Eagles. As we take a look at the replay again.
Look at the Middletown South offensive line just charging right in there.
You just see that bang, number 55, and there's Sanfilippo just gets number 12, gets his head right in there. So a good play by the defense to start up the first play of the ball game.
All right, 2nd down. We'll call it 9 yards to go for the 1st down early on in the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal matchup. Once again, Woodbridge coming out in that I formation.
Fumble.
There's a fumble on the play. Edmonds picks it up, and he's got some running room on the left-hand side. He's at the 35 and the 40. Going to go all the way up to about the 48-yard line, where Woodbridge makes a big play out of a fumble.
Yeah, Kuchia comes up with the stop, and hey, that's an irregular their way to pick up a first down and positive yardage, but I'm sure Woodbridge will take anything that's given to him. And the handoff was given right away to number 42, Rashawn Whitner, and he fumbled right into the hands of Edmonds. You take a look right here. Here's Whitmer, and bang, he gets a pop, and the ball pops right out. But there's Hetty Edmonds taking up the left side, got some running room, trying to fight off a block there, but Kucha fights off his man and makes a stop at a first down and 10 for the Barons.
All right, it's going to be first and 10. They are in Eagle territory, and again, this game could come down to turnovers. Kirk back to pass for his first pass of the day. It's going to be intercepted. Kevin Clark takes it down the left-hand side. He's going to bring it all the way back to the 27-yard line. So the first interception goes to the Eagles.
Yep, and Joe Kirk had to make the stop. And we talked early on, only one interception this whole year. The first pass play in the playoff games throws the interception. Kevin Clark right there in the middle of your screen, number 4, does a great job. So now Middletown South with this great offense is going to have the ball.
Take a look at it one more time if we can see him at the interception. First pass of the game.
He throws and bang. I think his intended receiver was to Anthony Caffrio, the tight end, number 11, but Clark just stepped up right in front of him to make the catch.
All right, so Middletown South takes over on the 27-yard line. Dave Sergio in the I formation. He's back to pass, looking on the right-hand side. Has a man open. It is complete. And that is Matt Cuccia, one of his favorite receivers, taking it all the way down to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, but that's great for Middletown South. After the interception, come right out slinging. And there's Cuccia. Had a huge game on Store Cable when we covered against Brick. He's their go-to guy. We talked about his numbers: 483 yards, 9 touchdowns. You know, in the air, doing a great job. Matt Cuccia, also a great special teams ball player for the South. But we do have a flag.
Unfortunately, they're going to bring it back because we have some holding. So we'll bring it back to the 39-yard line. And they'll still make it first down, but that makes it an awfully big play. But still, it's some momentum on the Eagles' side here with the interception, completing their first pass. They had the guy wide open.
Yep, and they're giving Cuccia a lot of room, giving a lot of cushion. They respect him. He's got about 8 yards off the left side of the field. You can take a look at the left side of your screen up top.
All right, Sergio once again back to pass, looking down deep, floats it up in the air. It's got it, yes. Lou DeLessio has that one, and that's a big play for the Eagles to come right back.
Yeah, that's again a gutsy call by Bob Generelli and company. They just went right to the air again. Anthony Caffaro is the guy that they're picking on. Take a look at the replay. This ball is just floated up. They see Sergio. He drops back. Good protection. You see just picking his receiver out. Floats that ball in the air. And you see number 11 just a little bit late in getting over to a nice catch by the Eagles in first and 10.
All right, first and 10 from the 13-yard line for the Eagles, who come out with the I formation. Put the man in motion to the right. Sergio's going to hand off this time to DeLessio. Cuts it around the left-hand side. Picks up some yardage all the way down. Now into the big red zone they are. Yep. And they're looking to score early on in this game. Get on the board first.
Yep, Matt Emery that time coming with the tackle for the Barons. But as you mentioned, they have a pretty good mix of running, rushing, and passing. They do have the wideouts and the running backs. As you said, DeLessio doing a great job. One of their big guys, over 780 yards on the ground, over 300 in the air. It's over 1,000 all-purpose yards for DeLessio. But as you said, they're knocking on the door, John, and just about trying to get in.
All right, just inside the 10-yard line are the Eagles of Middletown South. Sergio calling out the signals. Is going to quick pass it. Ooh, and is going to be hit and taken down about the 14-yard line.
Yep, and that was Robert Edmonds, the running back that time, who also plays running back that time, just came up free up the right side, and that's a dangerous play for your quarterback because he did not see, and that was a perfect look on the camera. As we take a look at it again, you'll see it.
Looks like he wanted that quick pass to the right there.
Yep, Sergio just turns, and there's Edmonds, bang, and just knocks him right down. Good thing for Sergio. He held on to the ball, had both hands on the ball. So it's a sack and a loss of a couple of yards, but still pretty good field position.
All right, we'll make it 3rd down and 12 yards to go for the first down, as they can make a first down without getting into the end zone. No score here early on in the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal game. Sergio on the pitch out to DeLessio. He's going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he might just make it to the 15-yard line there, and that'll bring up a 4th down. An interesting situation, whether or not Middletown South wants to keep it going or go for that field goal.
Yeah, but I guess this is the type of downfield where you can gamble, but hey, it's a state playoff game. If you win, you go on. If you lose, you go home. So an interesting call. We'll see if Generelli brings out his kicking unit to say, hey, let's put some points on the board here, get ourselves going, let them fight from behind.
All right, indeed. That's what the call is. Dave Jacks, number 44, is on to try a field goal from about the 22-yard line, so it'll be a 32-yard field goal attempt. He was kicking him earlier on in the practice. Didn't see having a problem there. Dave Sergio will hold it. Here's the kick. It is up, and it looks like it's going to be wide to the right, so it is no good here. And the Eagles come out with a chance, but no score in the ball game now.
Yeah, no score, as you mentioned, Generelli going for the good call, I believe. Let's put the 3 points on the board. Jacks just pulled a little bit right, but hey, they had great field position. Their offense moved the ball extremely well, but Woodbridge did stand, and now they have the ball about the 20-yard line. They have to drive 80 yards downfield against this stingy defense.
All right, with 7 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the first quarter, there is no score here in this Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal game. Middletown South, the number 1 seed, playing Woodbridge, the number 4 seed. Woodbridge 6-2, as we mentioned. Middletown South undefeated at 8-0. We also mentioned here at the Swamp, their home field, they are 29-0. All right, from the 20-yard line, quarterback Joe Kirk, number 12, will lead the Barons. As they usually come out in their I formation, they do. The handoff is to Edmonds on the left-hand side, and he's going to be taken down. I'm sorry, that's Rashawn Whitner.
Yeah, and he was tackled immediately by Joe Little. And we mentioned he is no little man. He plays with the heart of gold, and he is a senior, 5'10", 175, and he's a guy who's really a mainstay of their defense and that linebacking crew. As you take a look again, he just comes right behind, just cuts the gap right through and just pulls him right down. Great play by Little.
All right, coming into the ball game, that's number 20 for Woodbridge, Justin Holliday, one of the favorite receivers of Kirk. We'll see if this is going to be a pass play. 2nd down and 10 to go. 2 receivers out wide to the right, single setback. 2 receivers wide right and left. Blitz shown by the South Eagles, and again stopping the Barons for perhaps just a half a yard. Yep. And that offensive line there coming right through.
Yep, and there he is right in the middle of your screen. Joe Little again. That time you see he already got the mud on his legs. He's really psyched to play football. As you take a look at this play again, 2 consecutive great defensive plays by Little. You see right there, he just went right down, grabbed the ankles, and pulled the running back down. So gutsy. This will be a crucial 3rd down play, especially deep in their territory. They don't want to throw the interception again, don't want to cause a turnover. So we'll see if they put the ball on the ground.
All right, the Barons once again go with that single setback. Robert Edmonds, number 41, is back there. It looks like a passing down, however, for Kirk. A quick pass, he's looking over the middle. Incomplete. Intended there for number 11, Anthony Cafiro.
Yeah, but on the coverage was number 6, Tyrone Fay, who did a good job covering that time. So we'll put them in a punting situation to take a look again at this play. Only the 2nd pass attempt of the day for Kirk. His first one was picked off. That time looked like it was swatted down again by number 52, Joe Little.
We'll be hearing a lot about Joe Little today. No little man at all. All right, Woodbridge going to be forced to punt here as they make it 4th down and 10 from the 20-yard line. The Eagles send 2 men back deep. Nice kick, coming all the way down to the 35-yard line. And there, of course, Matt Cuccia is going to pick it up on the right-hand side. And from the 25-yard line, the Eagles will try to get it going once again.
Yeah, Matt Emery, number 66, the junior, 5'10", 210-pound junior, came in with a big hit on special teams, but the punter did a great job that time moving Cuccia and coming back on their heels. And those are 2 guys who can return it for a touchdown. But a great job of the punting unit and special teams cover guys.
All right, there's Matt Cuccia, number 36, 28 catches, 9 touchdowns, averaging 18.4 on his catches as a receiver as he goes wide to the left. Sergio once again has him in the I formation. The handoff off right guard this time, picking up about 3 yards on that play.
And he was hit immediately by number 77, James Pisapia, excuse me. He came up with the tackle, did a good job, even though he did pick up 3 yards.
All right, Brian Siclari is in the backfield. Sergio once again calling out the signals and the play. Sending 2 men wide to the right this time, once again in the I formation. Sergio's going to hand it off to DeLessio on the left-hand side, trying to get some running room, but it's going to be thrown for about a 4-yard loss.
And that was great coverage that time by Justin Halliday, the cornerback. He came all the way up from his cornerback, just you see him right there, number 20. Did a great job tackling right there, and he actually pulled him down for a loss. You should take a look at it again. Number 20, Justin Halliday for the Barons. You see they string it out, trying to string it out left. Good coverage there. You see Halliday come right in and just yank him right down.
All right, Lou DeLessio being brought down there, but he could break one, so watch him later on in the ball game. All right, it's a 3rd down and 14 for the Eagles of Middletown South. Big play here. Sergio back to pass as he rolls out to the left. Looking downfield. He's going to hang on to it, keep it on the sideline, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And it looks like the Eagles will be forced to punt.
Yeah, it looks like the Eagles will punt again. It was that great punting job by the Barons and their special teams play that knocked the Middletown South Ball Club back deep. And their offense just couldn't get moving. Great job by the defense on this series, so they will have to punt.
Sometimes in the state playoff game, rather than you might have thrown it in a regular season game, but it's a state playoff game. Sergio may not want to take too many chances today. Make sure of it before he has to throw it. It's not late in the game. He doesn't have to throw it.
And that's a great point. You may be a little bit tentative. As we said, you win, you go on. You lose, you go home.
All right, Middletown South back to punt. It's a high snap, and it's going to go over his head and into the end zone. And look at this. Edmonds going to run for the ball. Is he going to get it?
Yes,
Who's going to pick it up?
He's got
it. Touchdown. Oh, yes, the snap over the head, and Robert Edmonds, as the punter, slipped, and it was a race to the ball. Who was going to get it? Was it going to be a safety or was it going to be a touchdown? In this case, we've got 6 points on the board for Woodbridge.
As you talked about, the ball just snapped over the punter's head, and when he went up in the air, coming down, he slipped. His feet went out for under him, and also Edmonds did slip too, and there was a fight for the ball. It was a great battle, but Edmonds just cupped his arm underneath the ball, fell on it right for a quick 6 points. And that's a great job by the special teams play again for this Woodbridge Baron team.
And as usual the case, you have those turnovers, and special teams usually are the ones that are going to do something either good or bad in these state playoff games. All right, that's Paul Perry, number 19, on for the extra point. He's got the sockets blocked. And again, that could come back to haunt him, so you got to watch these little things early on in the game. So right now, at 4 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the first quarter, it is the Woodbridge Barons 6 and Middletown South nothing. Ooh, some interesting plays already, Keith. We've gotten a blocked extra point there. We have a snap that goes over somebody's head. We have an interception. Everything that high school football is all made of.
Yeah, and that's what the game is all about. We talked about these ball clubs 8-0 for Middletown South, 6-2 in Woodbridge. The records don't mean anything right now. 6-0. It's a great special teams play. So we're going to take a look at that touchdown again. Just a great job. You see the snap goes up, and he says he goes back. He slips on the kind of wet turf, and there's Edmund just kind of scooping the ball up right there for 6.
Almost trying to go after the ball, of course, and he got the punter there and got him out of the way as his legs came out under him.
Killed 2 birds with 1 stone in that play. Pushed the punter out of the way and grabbed the football. But they have 6 points and the lead. But the key play right here is going to be the special teams coverage, because Middletown South does have a couple guys that can break him, as we talked about, D'Alessio and Kucha. These are guys that can run it back for 6.
All right, it's being set up there by number 3, Matt Comba, C-O-M-B-A, Matt Comba. He'll kick it off for the Woodbridge Barons here from the 40-yard line. All right, he's going to kick it low, and we have a penalty flag already. And again, it comes from the left-hand side, and it looks like perhaps a little illegal procedure again on Middletown South and the non-kicking team.
Yep, again, that's the first time I think I've seen those calls in my whole high school broadcasting career, and we've seen them twice in one ball.
And that does go back, some 20, 40, 50 years, I think.
I can't imagine. That Grecian formula comes in handy. It covers my gray hair. But it is the second. I believe it's only the second penalty all ball game, and both calls have gone on special teams and the offsides against the receiving team.
That's right. Well, both kickoffs, 5-yard penalties. That's all we've seen. So Woodbridge will kick it off from the 45-yard line. Again, D'Alessio back deep for the Middletown South Eagles. Once again, Comba will kick it off. Once again, a low kick. Going to take him by number 32 for Middletown South, breaking 1 tackle. Sean Larson coming up with that play right there.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, they're squibbing the ball, kicking the ball on the ground. Don't want the speedy Middletown South returners to get their hands on the ball. It worked a couple times on the punt. They had trouble handling the ball, and especially on this kickoff. So good job all around for the special teams play of the Barons.
All right, so from the 29-yard line, the Eagles will take over, 1st and 10, trailing in the ball game 6-0 in the final 4 minutes of the first quarter. Dave Sergio has the I formation. He's going to hand off on the left-hand side, breaking a tackle there and going up to the 50, down to the 40. It's a foot race now, and just caught from behind. Brian Siclari just getting a ankle cut down from under him.
Yep, Michael Feeney, number 15. He's the one who had a run all the way from the opposite side of the field, but did catch up to him, and he only had the 1 swipe, and he went for it all and just did get a little bit of the cleat there to pull him down. But this is the type type of players that we have on this Eagle Ball Club that can break it at any moment. Just a great job just busting up through the center of the field, cutting up the right side, and almost breaking it for it all. And the ball is down just shy, it looks like, of the 25-yard line.
Right, we'll call it the 26-yard line, where the Eagles have it 1st and 10 once again in the I formation. Seclari and D'Alessio are in the backfield. This time once again to Brian Seclari, getting up over the 25-yard line to pick up there about 3 yards on that play.
And so we talked about Seclari and D'Alessio. They run behind the center. Keith Stopper, Dave Semprini, the left guard, Dave Commander, Damian Peter, Tom Doherty, and Dan Bongalati, and Matt Kuchia. They also do the blocking up front, do a great job, and they just sprung that hole that time on a previous play before, and that's why they have this great field position.
All right, 2nd down and 8 for the Eagles. Matt Kuchia on the right-hand side as the Eagles once again come out in I formation with Seclari and D'Alessio. This time Sergio looking to pass on the left-hand side, looking down deep, incomplete, perhaps intended for D'Alessio. He went around number 22 as Brian Morrow went downfield, and the throw was out toward the left-hand side.
That's exactly what happened when Morrow made the cut, the curl. That's when Sergio threw the ball, but then he decided to take it back upfield. Luckily, the ball wasn't thrown out of money, or else it would have been intercepted, and it would have went all the way for 6.
All right, Dan Bangialotti, Jr., number 1 in the game at tight end, got the play from Bob Generelli, head coach of the Eagles. Matt Kuchia goes out wide to the left, and out wide to the right is Brian Morrow. Split backs in the backfield this time for Dave Sergio. Once again, he's looking on the left-hand side, perhaps over the middle to the right, looks back, complete there to number 1, Dan Bangialotti.
Yeah, but we have a flag on the play. It looks like it was face mask on number 44, John Holder, and he did just that, hold a handful of mask right there. We'll see what the call is from the official. That's just yep.
Indeed, you're right. It's a face mask call against the Barons, and so that's going to put them into a good territory as they're going to get a 1st down out of this.
And you got to give Sergio a lot of credit. He was flushed out of, as we take a look, we'll see what a good job Sergio does getting flushed out of the pocket towards the right side right here. He gets flushed out, good pressure, and nice throw, just steps up, and as you see, just yanks down the face mask right there. Holder gets a hold of the face mask.
All right, it's going to be a 1st down inside the 10-yard line, so they'll have 4 plays to put it in the end zone. 1st and goal to go from the 9-yard line. Once again, Cuccio goes out wide to the left. Sergio calls out the signals. He's got Brian Seclari and Lou D'Alessio. D'Alessio's got it off left tackle and is going to pick up about 3 yards, just shy of the 5-yard line.
And that's a good job, just running up the gut. John Scarper, number 10, making the tackle for the Barons. This is a place where they have the running backs that can bust through the hole, bust through the gut, and pick up the needed yards for the touchdown. Let's play it safe right here, at least for now on that call. Good call by Bob Generelli. Maybe to bait them on the running game, maybe swing a pass up the left side. We shall see.
All right, Kevin Clark into the ball game, bringing in the play from head coach Bob Generelli. Cuccio once again goes out wide to the left, and Bangialotti goes out wide to the right. I formation. D'Alessio on the right-hand side, stopped up to about the 2-yard line, and they've got some good yardage on that play, and they're banging through the middle.
As you said, they're just running up the gut, and that time number 44, John Holder, was the only guy between him and the end zone. Did a good job making the tackle on D'Alessio, but as you said, good field position for them there. I believe it's I don't know if it's 1st down, 2nd down. So they picked up 3 yards in that play, and they are just about on the 2-yard line.
Well, actually 3rd down, as the guys with the flip cards over there were so much into the game there. It's 3rd down and goal to go from the 2-yard line. Once again, Seclari and D'Alessio are in the backfield for the Eagles. Sergio giving it off to Brian Seclari, and he's going to get down just inside that 2-yard line, maybe the 1.5-yard line, and a 4th down play for the Eagles. Going for it, Keith?
Yeah.
No question, huh?
I think he's going to go for a down 6-0 at home. And Kevin Goins that time did a great job. Number 54, he just made the big hit to stop the running back on that time. So take a look at the replay. Take a look at big number 54. He's the one who's going to make this stop. As you see, search your hands off, bang, right there. Just made the crushing hit to knock him back on his feet. And as you said, a critical 4th down play. And I believe they will call timeout to talk about
Middletown South with 45 seconds to go in the 1st quarter is going to call a timeout, and so we'll be back with an exciting 4th down play right after this.
There's nowhere else but Tom's Ford in Keyport for your best car buy. Tom's Ford carries the complete Ford line. Since 1962, we've been offering your best new car value, expert service after the sale, and a complete parts department. Test drive a new 93 today. Low prices and a commitment to customer satisfaction have kept people coming back to Tom's Ford for over 30 years. To buy or lease, there's nowhere else but Tom's Ford. Highway 35 off Parkway Exit 117 in Keyport.
All right, we're back here for an exciting fourth down play for the Eagles. They're going to try to put it in there for 6 points. Bob Gennarelli has called out the play. D'Alessio and Siclari are in the backfield. Sergio going to keep it himself on the left-hand side. Touchdown! A fine play as he faked the handoff, and Dave Sergio takes it on the left-hand side for 6.
Yeah, and I think that was a great play, good play calling, great seal blocking by the left side of the line. That's a play where you're really playing safe. Fourth down, you're going to try to swing the quarterback on the bootleg, but if he does get pressure, you could also pull it right back and maybe throw a little pass, right over the end zone for a quick score. Good job by Dave Sergio. Does have pretty good speed, also runs the ball extremely well. For a quarterback, has great speed. So 6 points, and here's the crucial extra point. But I think Gennarelli and company might consider going for 2.
Well, they may consider it, and with Dave Sergio with the as the holder, you never know. But I think maybe they'd like to take the lead right now. That's number 44, Dave Jackson, for the extra point. But don't forget, Sergio does hold. And I think we have a flag down on the play as Woodbridge perhaps came across the line a little bit too early there.
Yep.
They're trying to block it, of course.
Yeah, if they want to keep this game tied, where it is 6-6 again, Middletown South doing a great job blocking a point. But
and that, of course, with the penalty, is going to move them ever so closer to the end zone. And with the fans chanting 2-2-2, Bob Gennarelli's decided to go for 2.
Yeah, I think Bob Gennarelli wasn't really listening to the fan. I think he knew himself, hey, that's what we wanted to do, draw them off sides. The ball got a little bit closer, and hey, let's go for it. Let's pop in 2 right here, make it 8-6, 2-point ball game.
All right, so going for the 2-point conversion here is Middletown South with the game tied 6-6. We have 40 seconds to go in the first quarter.
They bootlegged it from here once before for the score. Let's see.
Let's see. Looks like they're heading up to the right-hand side. Giving off to D'Alessio. Did he get in? Yes! 2 points. Dave D'Alessio.
He went airborne, D'Alessio. Nice blocking from the line. As you take a look at D'Alessio right there, very pumped up individual right now. So now it's 8-6, and there is a flag down the play. I don't know what the flag is all about. Let's see if it goes against Woodbridge.
Well, it looks like they'll assess that on the kickoff. But anyway, with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter, it is Middletown South, the Eagles, on top of the Woodbridge Barons, 8-6. There's a happy young man on the sideline, Dave D'Alessio, jumping over.
We're going to take a look at this one again. And you see there's Sergio just taking up the left side for the score for the touchdown.
All right, Dave Sergio. And, of course, 2 points by that man, number 25, just behind Dave Sergio, Lou D'Alessio.
Yep, Lou D'Alessio did it all on that play, just taking it airborne for 2. And now they have a 2-point lead, 8-6. So a great job by this Middletown South Ball Club, down 6-0, drove the length of the field. Good. Then that key was that big running play, nice blocking up front to go all the way downfield, and great QBing by Dave Sergio.
Of course, Middletown South, we saw them right here on Channel 8, where Brick scored first on them, but they just played solid football and came back, and of course blew out Brick right here on Channel 8.
Maybe that's what they need the times a week come. They need to get behind a little bit, get a little adrenaline pumping, fight from behind. That's just what they did. Great job. And as you see, the penalty was against Woodbridge, so the ball is always spotted up about the 45-yard line.
All right, some unsportsmanlike conduct here. So from the 45-yard line, Dave Jacks will kick it off. It's a little squibbler. And going possibly for that 10-yarder, trying to get that ball back, take him by surprise. Almost had it, but it looks like Woodbridge has it now, first and 10.
That's another great call by Bob Gennarelli. As you mentioned, 45-yard line. If you get it, hey, that's a great call. If you don't get it, hey, you still had good special teams play right there. And Woodbridge has pretty okay field position. That's a call really can't hurt yourself either way.
All right, great call there. So from the 30-yard line, the Barons will take over, first and 10. Again, Joe Kirk, number 12, is the quarterback. Number 11, Anthony Cafiro, he's the tight end. Look for also Justin Holiday as a flanker, and the big back Robert Edmonds, number 41, along with Rashawn and Whitner, number 42. Indeed, they are once again in the I formation. That's the Woodbridge Barons cup of tea. And getting up only about a yard on that play as the Middletown South defense once again comes through.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the fourth running play where they tried to run it up the gut, and the fourth time they've been stopped. So I think they're going to have to try something new, maybe sweep something out around the outside. Just take a look at this again. Bang, just great defense that time.
And underneath the pile, Glenn Pritzlaff there coming up with the ball there and wanting to get the ball back for the Eagles. Anyway, that'll do it for the first quarter of play here in the state playoff game of Middletown South and Woodbridge. And Middletown South right now is on top 8-6. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
Shriners helped kids. Kids like Rich Belanger.
5 years ago, I lost my feet in an accident. Thanks to Shriners Hospitals for Crippled Children, I've been able to remain as active as my friends. More active than some. And the care that I received at Shriners Hospitals didn't cost me and my family one penny. If you know someone under the age of 18 with a problem of the bones, joints, or muscles, the Shriners might be able to help.
Shriners Hospitals. 1-800-237-5055.
All right, we're back at the Swamp. Middletown South 8, Woodbridge 6 in the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal game. The number 1 seed Middletown South on top by 2. Going for those extra 2 points there was Bob Generelli. I think he had it in mind all the way.
Yeah, Bob Generelli, as we mentioned, the key play was the offside penalty against the Woodbridge Barons defense. You're trying to block that kick and a little bit jumpy there, and that brought the ball closer to the end zone. And Bob Generelli said, hey, let's go for 2. And that's just what they did in D'Alessio. Great job right over the top, and that's where they have the lead, 8-6.
All right, once again in the I formation are the Woodbridge Barons. Kirk back to pass, can't find anybody, decides to run on the right-hand side, has some running room, takes it down to about the 29-yard line, and that's still shy of the original starting position right there.
Yep, and there was Joe Little again, number 52, did a great job. And the man who really flushed him out of the pocket was number 17, Glenn Pritzlaff, having a great season for the Eagles. He flushed him out, and Joe Little came right up to make the stop.
All right, 3rd down and 12 for the Barons. Looks like a sure passing play. Joe Kirk, of course, coming into the ball game, completing 60% of his passes, 13 touchdowns. Only 1 interception, but he's already thrown 1 interception in this game.
I believe they only tried to complete 2 passes here. 1 interception and 1 was blocked.
All right, single setback. They've got the trips out on the left-hand side, and perhaps a delay of game penalty here against the Barons, as they may have taken too much time to get this play off.
And that's going to hurt him. That's going to move him back a little bit. So it'll be 3rd down and deep. So maybe still it's a throw. It's a passing situation, but I don't know if they're going to gamble this far downfield. Maybe they'll just hand it off, pick up a couple yards, and concede to punt the ball to Middletown.
All right, it'll be 3rd down and 17 as they again were waiting for the play to come in from the sideline. But it looks like Kirk has the play already and is going to call it himself. All right, once again, Middletown South going for that 5-2 defense here. Single setback, and again on the handoff to Edmonds on the right-hand side, picking up about 7 yards on the play, but that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Woodbridge Barons. Perhaps they were trying to get some running room or take the Eagles by surprise on that play.
That's a play I think they should more use on 1st down or 2nd down, as you're going to take a look at it again.
Get on the outside there.
Yeah, picked up 3 or 4 yards, as you mentioned. Just cut up the right side, good blocking. And hey, he picked up about 5-6 yards in the play. That's a play that will work for you on 1st and 2nd down, so they're running up the gut, which hasn't worked for them at all today.
All right, Joe Kirk, the quarterback, number 12, is back to punt for the Barons. D'Alessio back deep for the Middletown South Eagles. He gets it off. It's going to bounce about the 40-yard line. Cuccio takes it, picks up about 4 yards on that, run back, and the Eagles will take over 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line.
Yeah, Rashawn Whitner coming down the field and making that tackle for the Barons. But a pretty good kick from Kirk, and it's pretty convenient, I think, when your quarterback can punt for you. Gives you a couple options to do if you want to fake or etc. But that time they punted the ball, and it'll be the Eagles 1st and 10 already with a 2-point lead.
All right, Matt Cuccio has 28 receptions this year for 514 yards and 8 touchdowns receiving. In his career, he's got 10 touchdowns, and he's actually second in the record book for most receptions during the season and has a chance to perhaps break that record. However, right now we're back to the action, and Brian Siclari thrown for about a 1-yard loss on the first play of scrimmage for the Eagles.
Yeah, and that was Nick DeLessio on the Barons, no relation, coming up and making the stop. And again, Siclari that time tried to bounce that outside and pick up big yards he did last time. At that time, DeLessio did a great job, number 55, making the stop.
All right, the Eagles coming out now, 2nd down and 11. DeLessio is the man in the backfield as he moves off as the split backs. Cuccio in motion to the right-hand side. Sergio calls it, rolls out to the right-hand side, has a man open down there. That's Matt Cuccio, incomplete, just out in front of him. But Cuccio was wide open there, and those plays seem to be going pretty good for the Eagles.
Yeah, Cuccio was wide open, and the key to that was number 11 downfield. I don't know if he changed his number. I don't have a number 11 on my list, but he's the man who baited the defense downfield, and Cuccio just slid in between them, but the pass was incomplete.
All right, it's going to make it 3rd down and 11 for the Eagles. Once again, Gennarelli sends in the play as the punter on the sideline gets ready just in case. Single setback as they go to the trips on the right-hand side. Now, of course, Kevin Clark comes in motion to the left. Sergio straight back to pass. Completed there to number 1, Dan Bongiolotti. And he's going to be short of the first down about 4 or 5 yards.
Yep, Kevin Goins coming up making the tackle. So it'll be 4th down. It looks like it'll be a punting situation for the Eagles. As we take a look at this again, Kevin Clark tried to bait him this time coming up downfield, but just a quick 3-step drop, quick pass, and bang. Goins right there. Good tackle, or else he might have had the first down.
All right, back to punt is Brian Morrow for the Eagles.
And Stephen are deep.
Stephen back deep for the Woodbridge Barons. The snap is good. It's a punt, short punt, a low punt as it almost hits one of the Eagles, but it takes an Eagle roll, and it rolls all the way down to about the 18-yard line. So I tell you, that's going to be an interesting play here, as perhaps it hit his foot there and moved it on down.
So gets the lucky roll right there. The referees will talk it over.
And indeed, they'll probably down it where the Eagles probably first touched it about the 30-yard line. Maybe we can pick it up here on the replay here, Keith.
It's one of those short punts, and the short punt, and that's when your players downfield don't really know where the ball is. And you see right there, it just hit off his leg and bounced downfield. But in any event, it'll be 1st and 10, about the 30-yard line. It looks like that's where they have the ball spotted.
Indeed, you're right. Number 12, Joe Kirk.
And the sun is starting to
The sun is coming out here. It actually is a very nice day for football. There was a threat of rain, but not here at the Swamp.
Not at all. It's a beautiful day at the Swamp.
All right, a pitch out to Ryan Winter on the left-hand side, and coming back for a 3-yard loss. Middletown South, that's a nice play. Jason Gottlieb.
Yeah, Jason Gottlieb did a great job, and the offense that time tried to sweep up the left side, but Gottlieb came all the way down from his cornerback position and made the stop. So great play by the defense. They lost a couple yards on that play.
That's right, to make it 2nd down and 12 for the Barons of Woodbridge. Of course, coming in with a 6-2 record. They come in 2nd place in the red division of the Greater Middlesex Conference, having 2nd place to Saraville, which is also in the Group 4 championship playoff games here. Coming in on a blitz is the Eagles, but firing downfield, the Barons are completing that one to number 11, Anthony Cafaro.
And it was Joe Little, number 52, who tried to come on the blitz, but he was picked up extremely well, and Kirk did a great job finding Cafaro and throwing it for the first down. So take a look at the replay. You see Joe Little just gets his hand on the quarterback, but Kirk did a great job getting away and throwing to Cafaro for first down. So great big play by the Barons.
All right, just short of midfield are the Barons here. We are in the 2nd quarter, 7 minutes and 23 seconds to go. The Eagles on top of the Barons, 8-6. Single setback for the Woodbridge Barons. Eagles showing blitz once again. This time on the left-hand side, Edmonds has some running room, picking up about 5 yards.
And that was a good job by Edmonds, breaking one tackle to propel him to pick up an extra 3 yards. And as you said, picked up about 5 yards on that play. And again, Joe Little again coming on the blitz. I mean, we'll see if that's something they're going to do all ball game.
All right, we'll call it 2nd down and 4 as he picks up 6 on that play. That's a Robert Edmonds, number 41. He's got 572 yards on the season at a 4.8 average. The other tailback, Rashawn Whitner, 515 yards and a 5.5 average. So those are the big running backs for Woodbridge. All right, second down play here at the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinals. Handoff to Edmonds on the left-hand side, picking up about 3 of those yards, but getting close to that first down.
Yep, and that's why I think that was the good call by them. Just see if we can get it closer to for our third down play, or maybe it'll break for us and we'll pick up the first down. See what they do here. Third down at short, about 2 yards to go to pick up the first down here in the second quarter.
And it looks like they're trying to run away from that nose guard, Glenn Pritzlaff of Middletown South, and that might be a good idea for Woodbridge to try to get it to the outside because they're not getting any help in the middle there.
Especially not there with Joe Little and Pritzlaff doing a great job all ball game so far.
All right, 2 men out wide to the right. Edmonds, the single slot back. Kirk back to pass, being rushed there by Pritzlaff. Complete to, no, it's incomplete to Edmonds as he just drops it, and that'll bring up a very good fourth down play here for the Woodbridge Barons, and they've got to make a decision here, although they're in Eagle territory.
And we were talking about Pritzlaff, and he's when it came on the blitz, almost got Kirk. We'll take a look right here. Here's Pritzlaff just missing Kirk. Kirk stepping up. Cafaro had his hands on it, but just dropped it as he came down.
All right, so they'll call it fourth down and 1 yard to go. And the punting unit is on, but of course that punter is Joe Kirk, the quarterback, so you never know. Matt Cuccio goes back for Middletown South.
And Edmonds is the man right in front of him, but they will punt this one away.
And Kirk gets a nice high, aiming it for the sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds about the 5-yard line.
Oh, that's
no, official's going to spot it about the 7. He's looking at it now. He's moving up again, and about the 10-yard line, he finally does it. Middletown South on top, 8-6 here.
That was a good kick by Kirk. He tried to just pooch it out down the left sideline. Did a good job. I think he got it to the 10-yard line. He would love to get it downfield a little more, maybe at the 5 or maybe the 3. But if it went out on the 10-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
All right, 5 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the first half. Middletown South on top, 8-6. 2 men out wide to the left. That includes Matt Cuccio. D'Alessio in motion, single setback is Siclari. Siclari on the right-hand side, picking up maybe a yard, then 2, then 3 as those legs keep going.
Yeah, he bounced off Justin Halliday to pick up a couple more yards, and as you mentioned, Siclari keeping those legs pumping, picked up a couple extra yards, so it'll be second down for the Eagles.
All right, second down, as Keith said. This is the Channel 8 Sports High School Football Game of the Week. It's the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinals. John Anderson along with Keith Carroll and the entire Channel 8 sports crew on hand today, doing a fine job with camera work, sound technicians, and everybody. All right, D'Alessio is the single setback. Siclari in motion to the left. This time D'Alessio looking for some running room, cuts it back on the inside, goes around the right-hand side, has some running room, is going to take it down the right-hand side. He's down to the 40, 50, and still going and still going.
Oh, what
He's
a
got
run.
it now, and no one in front of him. No yellow flags down. D'Alessio, touchdown.
What a run by D'Alessio. I mean, that was a really gutsy run, and that was all D'Alessio as he see him just taking a couple whiffs of air down at the bottom of the pile there, and that was a great run, about an 86-yard run. Just popped that one, did a great job.
Indeed it is. 86 yards. Lou D'Alessio doing a lot of that on his own. It looked like he'd be stopped at one point in time on the sideline there, but Lou D'Alessio comes through, 86 yards.
It looked like John Scarpa had a shot at making a tackle, but what it was is his own player tripped him out of bounds, and D'Alessio cut back up the field, did a great job. Oh, what a run. Siclari and D'Alessio, 2 big backs in this ball game, and that takes them 14-6 with the extra point coming.
All right, David Jacks on for the extra point for the Eagles. Lou D'Alessio, nice rushing touchdown. He's had 10 on the air. The extra point, of course, is good. So with 5 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the first half, it is Middletown South 15 and Woodbridge 6.
That was just a beautiful run, and that'll make, if this were a national station, that would make all the highlight films. That really was a gutsy run, and we'll see how the Barons can react going down by a score of 15-6.
All right, let's take a look at that one more, Keith.
As you take a look, it's just all D'Alessio right here. He starts off going up left and cuts it back as he breaks one tackle there, then cuts up the right side of the field, and just his sheer speed. And he has this number 18 has a shot, but as you mentioned, he runs out of bounds, and good leaping ability by DeLessio, also bringing another tackle there. Did it smooth sailing all the way to the end zone, and then he will collapse down the field to get a couple of whiffs of O2.
All right, that's the oxygen there, and he's a little tired man. Lou DeLessio coming into the ball game. He's had been 157 times he's rushed the ball for 781 yards. He's rushed for 10 touchdowns. He's caught 3 touchdowns in the air. He's in the record books here at Middletown South in 3rd place as most points scored in a game, 26. Lou DeLessio, he's also in the record books there, 108 most points scored in the season, and still going, of course.
A lot of tradition here in Middletown South. A lot of great ball players have came and gone. A lot of great ball players are yet to come out. Good sophomore players on the JV squad, and also right here on varsity, and they have a 15-6 lead, and they're awaiting the kick.
Lou DeLessio also scored 4 touchdowns in 2 games this season. All right, Middletown South kicks off.
Nice kick.
And a nice kick as he slips and falls, but the knee does not touch and brings it right back up. And that would have been something if the knee went down there.
That was a good job, just as you said, to maintain his footing. And a pretty good run back. Brought it back to about the 25-yard line. So we'll see if the Barons haven't really been able to move the ball that well. Let's see if they move it right here. Their only touchdown coming defensively on the mishap punt. So we'll see if the offense can get something going, down by 9.
All right, Woodbridge indeed has those 6 points. The snap went over the Middletown South punter's head, and it was a race to the end zone, and Robert Edmonds fell on the ball there, and that's their only touchdown. The offense struggling a little bit as they've tried to go up the middle. A little bit more success as they go to the outside. This time, Joe Kirk, number 12, looking to pass on the left-hand side. Does he get complete? It looks like it's complete for about a 4-yard gain on that play.
It was Chris Steven coming up with the tumbling catch. As you mentioned, positive yardage. It'll be 2nd down. As you said, they might be able to throw the ball a little bit more here, down by 9. We'll see. Have to get something going on offense with 4:25 left to go in the first half.
All right, 2nd down and 6 for the Woodbridge Barons. Again, they come into the ball game the 4th seed in the Central Jersey Group 4 Championship. 2 men in the backfield. That's Edmonds again and Whitner. Kirk rolling out to the right-hand side, looking over the middle. It is complete there for a 1st down as the man coming over the middle. That's number 11.
Yeah, Caffaro doing a good job. He's their big tight end. He has 436 yards on the year and 4 touchdowns. Take a look again.
Take a look at Caffaro coming over the middle here.
Kirk, good job, good pass protection, and almost got a hand in there was number 4, Kevin Clark. Already has an interception on the ball game. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Barons.
All right, from the 38-yard line, the Woodbridge Barons once again in their familiar I formation. Blitz is coming in from the Eagles, and coming into the backfield, the Eagle Blitz.
Joe Little, and he's been a couple chances he had today of getting sacks. I don't know if he's doing that on his own or if that's a play call by Bob Generelli, or maybe he's scouting on his own, but he's been having a great job all day. Look at the mud on him. He's Joe Little, a big linebacker for this ball club, doing a good job picking up the QB sack. You take a look again there. He just got that cadence down and just popped right back up the middle of the line and pulled down Kirk for the 1st sack.
Looks like he's keying off the center and the left guard there, and if the other 2 guys are facing them, he sort of comes in the middle of there. All right, split backs once again in the backfield. This time Kirk looking to pass on the left-hand side, and once again is going to be taken down for a loss.
And that time was 44, Dave Jacks, and he came untouched, and poor Kirk did not see him at all. So what was a 1st down is now dropped downfield, and it'll be 2nd and a lot of real estate as we take a look at this again. Here's Jacks to the left of your screen. He just goes up untouched, and Kirk doesn't see him. Bang! A little bit too late, and that's a 2nd sack in a row, and 2nd sack in the ball game for the Eagles.
All right, and with 2 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the first half, Middletown South will take a timeout as they push the Barons all the way back. And we'll be back with more right after this.
Many supermarket hams add smoke flavoring. Just how do you suppose they do that? On the other hand, a heavenly ham is smoked with selected hardwoods for an entire day, fully baked, glazed with spiced honey, and spiral sliced. So avoid the smoke screen at the supermarket. Pick up a heavenly ham. It's truly a slice above.
All right, we're back at the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal championship game. We can call it that because these two teams are champions in their own right. It's the number 1 seed Middletown South against the number 4 seed Woodbridge Barons. Middletown South on top, 15-6.
And 27 yards to go for the first down here on third down. So they'll probably just run the ball. So here's Little. He's showing blitz again.
This time, I think he stepped over the line there.
I think maybe
that's only 5 yards out of 27.
Right.
That makes it third down and 22.
Not a lot of damage at all. Little, I'm sure no one's going to yell at him. He's having a great day defensively. You see all the mud all over him. And last time we did the brick game, we didn't really call his name that much. But this time in the state playoff game, he's really stepped up. This senior coming here doing a great job. And he wants his presence to be known. He wants the Eagles to bring another banner back here in the swamp.
All right, the Eagles, 2 Group 4 titles in the last 3 years. They won another. All right, Joe Kirk calling the signals for the Barons. Pitch out on the right-hand side is to Whitner. He's got some running room and picks up about 5 yards on that play, but that'll make him way short, and that's going to bring up a big fourth down and punting situation for the Barons.
It looks like there's a flag up the left side of the field, I believe. Let's see if it is a flag. Yeah, it's going to go against the Barons.
And it looks like it's an illegal procedure, and it probably will be declined. Indeed, it is illegal procedure against Woodbridge. It will be declined. It'll bring up a fourth down and a long way to go for that first down. So the punting unit comes on for the Barons.
And again, this is a chance for the Eagles to have great field position. And number 36 back Kuchia, and we've seen him break a couple this season. And the last time we were on Story Cave, we saw him break one, which was called back on a clipping penalty. And it's just about in this section of the field where he did bring that one down all the way.
All right, Matt Kuchia will set up on the 40-yard line. Joe Kirk, quarterback and punter, is back at the 20-yard line. He will punt it away. It's a low snap. He'll get it off, however. And nice kick as Cuccio backs up to the 23-yard line. Looks for some running room on the left-hand side and brings it up to about the 34-yard line. And there the Eagles will take over, leading in the ball game 15-6.
Kirk Schneider that time with the stop. And as you mentioned, Joe Kirk, that's his second great punt of this ball game, moving Cuccia and company back on their heels. And that's what you want to do when you're a punter. Don't want them getting some momentum running up to the ball. But in any event, they're down by 9. 15-6 with about 2 minutes left to go here in the first half.
All right, Dave Sergio from the shotgun formation. Sergio looking to pass on the right-hand side. Intended on the right-hand side for Brian Morrow. Incomplete.
And if you recall back against that brick game when we were here, the Eagles were down 3-0. It was that, I believe it was a 80-yard touchdown pass that propelled the Eagles in the locker room, going into the locker room at half, up by a score. I believe it was 8-3, and then they went on to win the game by 34-9, I believe.
Once again from the shotgun formation, Sergio back to Cuccio on the left-hand side, and once again just not getting the timing down right there, just off to the left of Cuccio's hand.
And Cuccio is wide open, but that time, as you mentioned, the pass just a little bit off. It's 1:57 left to go here in the first half.
All right, that's number 11, Jeff Martin, into the game now, bringing in the play from head coach Bob Generelli. He goes out wide to the right. Cuccio comes to the left. Cuccio comes offside. He's going to have to move back just a tad. All right. Sergio once again looking for Cuccio way downfield. No, D'Alessio there. He's got it. And down to the 39-yard line is Lou D'Alessio.
And that's just a great play by Sergio on this offensive line. You got to give them a lot of credits to para commander Sabrini, doing a great job blocking downfield. And they're in their 2-minute offense, so they hustle downfield and get ready to snap the ball.
All right, D'Alessio, and as they come out once again in the shotgun formation, 1 minute and 49 seconds to go as the clock continues to tick. Sergio, however, throws it this time, but the play has been stopped.
It has been called dead, and we'll see who the flag goes against. In the 2-minute offense, usually have somebody moving, and that's just what happens against the offense. They'll go 5 yards back.
Let's take a look at D'Alessio's catch here, Keith.
And Sergio, nice time in the shotgun. He's eyeing his receiver all the way downfield. Nice acrobatic catch by D'Alessio. If he didn't lose his footing, it would have been interesting, but to any event, the penalty knocks him back 5, so it's 1st and 15.
All right, from the 44-yard line, once again, shotgun formation. Sergio pump fakes on the right-hand side. Penalty flag goes down. He's looking over the middle for Martin. It is complete. However, a penalty flag is on the field.
We'll see what the flag goes against. But you got to give Sergio a lot of credit, especially in the shotgun. You know he's going to probably throw the called.
And once again, it's illegal procedure against the Eagles, so that's going to bring it back one more time.
And a good blocking and good presence by Sergio, but the flags have hurt him on this series, so it'll be first down and 20 yards to go.
All right, Middletown South once again leading in the ball game 15-6 and going entirely with the shotgun formation with this series of plays.
And the cornerbacks for Woodbridge, Tony Cafaro, John Scarpa, along with Justin Halliday and Mike Fenney, the linebacking crew and the cornerbacking crew, giving a lot of cushion to the receivers, Kucha, D'Alessio, that time Jeff Martin, but the play was called back. Give him a lot of cushion, and that's all you need for Dave Sergio, just a little bit of room, because he has that rifle. We could bullet that pass right in there.
All right, since Woodbridge is pushing back the Eagles, Woodbridge is going to call a timeout here, see if they can possibly get the ball back in the first half. So a timeout on the field for the Barons.
So Coach Salento looks like he's out on the field talking to his group along with Woodbridge, Middletown South. And we're going to take a break.
All right, we'll be back with more right after this.
A real Christmas tree is a fun part of the holiday season. Here's how to get maximum enjoyment from your tree. Make sure you select a fresh tree. Feel the needles. They shouldn't come off in your hand. When you put up your tree, cut a ½ inch or so off the trunk. And always keep plenty of water in your tree stand. Keep your tree away from the fireplace or other heat source. And make sure your tree lights are in good working order. The National Christmas Tree Association, along with your fire chief, wish you a safe and happy holiday season.
All right, we're back, and once again from the shotgun formation, Dave Sergio rolls out on the right-hand side, looks for a man downfield. Does he have it? Yes, it is complete there to Kevin Clark.
And Clark looks like he was pushed out of bounds, but if you are pushed out of bounds, that catch is good. And Sergio is just having a field day, just picking his receivers. And it was first down and 20. He did a great job, picked up a chunky yardage that time. It looks like it's just shy of the marker, so it'll be second down about 1.
You're right, second down, 1 yard to go for the Eagles, as they've been showing shotgun formation this entire series, and they do it one more time. Sergio looking on the left-hand side, being thrown out of the pocket. Pushed out. He's going to keep it himself as he runs down to the 20, down to the 15, stays in bounds. And he's going to be out of bounds about the 8-yard line as Dave Sergio takes it up the left-hand side.
And he had great blocking downfield. Lou D'Alessio that time sealed off his defender and made the nice block, which gave Sergio about 5 extra yards. And Sergio didn't want to dive in, just kind of ran out of bounds with 1:11 left to go. And great field position. And again, knocking on the door are the Eagles.
All right, from the 8-yard line, it'll be first down and goal to go for the Eagles. And to put another 6 points on the board before going in at halftime, that's going to be a big kick for South and a downer for Woodbridge.
Sure. Woodbridge wants to hold right here, at least give up 3 points or possibly no points, but we'll see right here.
All right, Sergio's going to keep it himself as he cuts back towards the middle, picks up about 2 yards on that play, maybe down to about the 6-yard line. Well, we'll make it second down and goal to go from this, well, they'll call it the 7-yard line.
Yeah, Kevin Goins with the tackle to stop, prevent Sergio from going in for the score. But as you mentioned, the clock ticking down, about 50 seconds left to go, and Middletown South has no need to rush here. Great field position, they have all the weapons, and they're up by 9.
All right, Matt Kuchia in with the play, goes wide to the right. The pitch is to D'Alessio on the left-hand side. He's going to get down to about the 2-yard, maybe the 1-yard line, as he's getting very close to the touchdown there.
Mike Feeney, the linebacker, number 15, came up to make the stop to prevent D'Alessio from getting in the end zone. The clock's still ticking. Oh, it looks like it just stopped now. So I think that Middletown South called a timeout.
All right, so we do have a timeout here at the Swamp. It is the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal action between Woodbridge and Middletown South. Middletown South on top now, 15-6, and looking to make 6 more.
Yep. And there's the play on the opposite side of the field where Sergio kept it himself, ran around the end for the score. And 3rd and 2 to go to get into the end zone.
All right.
Both coaches talk it over.
All right, Central Jersey Group 4 action. Take a look at the last play where we got some time here, Keith.
As you see here, Sergio just pitched to D'Alessio, but here comes number 15, makes the stop. Feeney does a good job keeping his body between the running back and the goal line. Stops him from getting in, so it's 3rd down, so Generelli calls a timeout to talk it over with his troops. And the last time he called a timeout, Sergio took it up the left side for 6. Let's see what happens here.
All right, big 3rd down play for the Barons. They've got to stop the Eagles in this first half. I formation for the Eagles. The handoff is to D'Alessio, and he's not going to get in as he's going to be wrapped up perhaps for a 1 or 2 yard loss there. And a 4th down play here, and an interesting call for Generelli.
Nick D'Alessio that time stopping D'Alessio, number 55, and I agree with this call if Jackson's going to come in here for the field goal. The clock is running. I believe they used all their timeouts. 12 seconds, 10. They're going to have to rush. We'll see if Jacks, who missed his first attempt.
Here's Jack's kick. It is up, and it is no good as he pulled it off to the left-hand side. And so the Eagles will come out of this with no more points on the board, but they're leading in the ball game 15-6, and 6 seconds to go in the first half.
We'll see if Kirk and company right here just take the snap and, you know, just, I don't know if they can kneel on it because I think they'd be deep in the end zone. So I think if they just try to maybe run a play around the outside, just get out of the end zone and let that clock run to 0.
Kind of an interesting call there, of course, with no timeouts to go. He had to have that running play, and if they didn't get in, they had to hurry up with the field goal arrangements and get it on. But I guess Generelli thought this kicker could get it in there.
Yeah, Jackson, that's the second time he's missed today on the field goal. Well, they do have good field position.
All right, double wideouts on the left and right for the Barons. The handoff this time is to Edmonds, and he gets up about 2 yards on that play. And it looks like Woodbridge will be content to go into the locker room, trailing only 15-6. And that is the end of the first half here at the Swamp in Middletown. Middletown South on top, 15-6 for Woodbridge, and we'll be back for the third quarter right after this.
There's nowhere else but Tom's Ford in Keyport for tough Ford trucks. Whether you drive a truck for work or play, Tom's has your truck. Test drive the popular F-150 for $93. You won't find a better combination of price and performance. Tom's Ford has your new van, too, and a large selection of used vehicles. Nowhere else can you get more truck for your buck than Tom's Ford. With low prices, high trade-ins, and expert service since 1962. Nowhere else but Tom's Ford. Highway 35 off Parkway exit 117 in Keyport.
You're watching Store Cable, Channel 8, Community Television for Monmouth County.
All right, we're back for the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal second half here. Woodbridge High School against Middletown South. Middletown South on top, 15-0. And Keith, an exciting first half here.
It was a very exciting first half for this Middletown South ball club. Down 6-0 early on, came back. Just an all-around great offensive football team today. Joe Little's doing a great job defensively to really get this defensive team really sparked up.
All right, Dave Sergio, quarterback for the South here. We'll take a look at the highlights from the first half, including all the scoring here, Keith. We started out, first of all, with a snap over the head, and Robert Edmonds for Woodbridge recovering in the end zone for 6 points. The extra point there was no good.
Edmonds doing the swim right there to get the ball. A nice dance, and they jump on top 6-0. But then things just started to go downhill for Woodbridge as Sergio on the keeper. A gutsy 4th down play up the left side. Touchdown, yes, and they do go for the 2-point conversion, and D'Alessio over top good, and that's where we stood in the first quarter, 8-6.
All right, and then the big play, the 86-yard run, Lou D'Alessio, number 25.
Well, that was a terrific run. As you see D'Alessio here, we talked about it was all D'Alessio as he bounces off a couple of tackles, takes up the right side, and has a chance to get stopped here, but a nice little cut and hop move, and just took it, and it's clear sailing at the 20, the 10, and he's in for the score, and then he needs to take a little breather right here to get his breath.
Not too good when everybody's piling on top of you. You've already lost your breath. And there we have it right now. It's Middletown South 15 and Woodbridge 6. Again, this semifinal game, the winner to play the winner of the Bridgewater-Raritan-Saraville game. And at this point in time, it looks like Middletown South will have another game right here in Middletown.
Yep, and we're also looking forward to do that Thanksgiving game next week, but this is the game at hand now. 15-6, anything can happen. I'm sure Woodbridge, they haven't got their offense really moving at all, so it's interesting to see what Coach Saletto said to them at half and come out here and play this second half of ball.
All right, indeed, looked like Woodbridge was not running through the middle too well of Middletown South, so maybe they'll either put the ball in the air or run around the left or right-hand side. As you know, Keith fixes his microphone so I can hear him and he can hear me.
Yeah, we can't hear each other, but that's okay.
No problem there.
There we go.
What a subtle hint there.
Look at that little. We just threw that in, and Fred have a stick right on
cue, right there.
On the stick.
Head coach Bob Generelli on the sideline for the Eagles. Bob, of course, in his 4th year. They've gone to the finals the last 4 years, or the last 3 years, and hopefully 2 years before last year. They won it. Last year they lost in the finals. This year they're hoping to get back to the finals here in the Group 4 Central Jersey Championship next week, or 2 weeks rather, on December 5th. It could be right here from the Swamp.
And what's key right here is that Middletown South will receive the ball on the kickoff. They have to get good coverage, Woodbridge does, and hold them 3 and out. On the other hand, Middletown South needs to drive downfield. They've been giving Sergio a lot of cushion finding the open receiver.
All right, we're ready to go here as Mike Cumba, number 3, kicks it. It's taken by Cuccio. He's right up through the middle, and if he breaks one more tackle, the kicker, he could go all the way. 30, 20, 10, touchdown!
And Lou D'Alessio. And as quick as it came out of my mouth, and we said about it all game, they have the people that can break right through on special teams and score the touchdown. And there's Lou D'Alessio doing a terrific job. Just ran straight up the gap, got some great blocks, and he beat out the kicker. The kicker had the chance to get him, but kind of stiff-armed him and ran all the way for the score. Now I'm trying to see what the marker is. Looks like the ball was spotted. I'm trying to see the white mark where the ball.
That's right there, about the 24-yard line.
24-yard line, so he took it way downfield over a 70-yard run.
That's right, 76-yard run back, they're going to call it officially. And on for the extra point is Dave Jacks. Here comes the kick. It is up. And it is good. And so early on, they take the kickoff. It's 11:48 to go in the third quarter, and Middletown South leads in the ballgame 22-6.
And I don't know what takes much more wind out of your sails than that. You're down by 9, come out the locker room, need to get a good play and stand on defense, and the special teams just breaks down, and D'Alessio just took it to you. Now it's 22-6, and how many seconds? 12 seconds elapsed off the clock.
Take a look at it one more time here, Keith, as this could break the backs of Woodbridge. Break my teeth there on it.
A low kick, and here's D'Alessio picking him. Let's look at the wedge, just right there. Just breaks through the hole. Terrible coverage downfield. And here's the kicker at one shot, gets a hand on him, but just falls flat in his face. And there's D'Alessio down the left side, 76 yards, and they hop up in front, 22-6.
Well, actually, I saw him. He picked it up at the 17.
Well, we'll have to go with you.
We're going to have to go there again and then take a look at that one more time later on there. And
pick that
take a look
the
at
white
those.
mark up and talk to the referees later.
Yeah, we don't want to shortchange him in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
76-plus yards at least.
That's right.
Lou D'Alessio on a nice run back. Of course, Lou had that 86-yard run. This is 76-plus. Man's going to be a little tired.
Yeah, he's very tired. As we joked around about him catching his breath, but I'm sure the adrenaline is pumping on him now. And now what Woodbridge needs to do here is get this kickoff and get some pretty good yardage, because that offense really has been stagnant all game.
All right, David Jacks kicks off from the 40. It's a very high kick. Coming down about the 20-yard line, and right there as they take it with the knee down, and Woodbridge will take over 1st and 10, trailing in the ballgame 22-6.
22-6. We talked about that their offense really hasn't moved the ball that well. Joe Kirk, a good quarterback, has some good backs in Edmonds and also in Sean Whitner, and has a good receiver, Justin Halliday, Chris Steven, and also his tight end. He likes to work with Tony Caffaro. They have to start to move the ball here, down 22-6. They have to take it one play at a time. Just get the ball downfield and put some points on the board.
All right, Joe Kirk, number 12, quarterback for the Woodbridge Barons. Probably will have to put it in the air for Caffaro, Holiday, and Stevens. Kirk looking over the defense. The Eagles in the first half showing some blitzes once in a while, but the handoff is up to the middle one more time. Pick up about 2 yards on that play.
And again, they're running up the gut, something that hasn't worked for them all ball game. I'm sure they have to mix up a little bit. Can't just keep running sweeps at the left and right side. Got to mix it up here, but something has to work for them. It'll be 2nd down.
All right, 2nd down and 8 for the Woodbridge Barons, trailing in this ball game. Middletown South defense coming on strong as the defensive line is holding the Woodbridge Barons. All right, once again, 2 men in the backfield. That's Edmonds and Whitner. Man in motion comes to the left. Kirk takes the snap, looking to pass on the right-hand side. He's got a man open there. Completed there to Anthony Caffaro, and he's got a 1st down.
And that's something that they need more to do. A great job by Kirk and Caffaro. One of his favorite targets, a big tight end. He's usually wide open. That's having just a little curl. Caught the pass past the cone for the first downs. We'll take another look at it.
All right, Anthony Cafaro going out and dropping back Joe Kirk over the middle.
There is a flag on the field.
And the only bad part about that is it will come back.
All right, we have a holding penalty against Woodbridge, so we'll bring it all the way back to the 16, 17-yard line for Woodbridge. No, they'll be even back more because they have to go back half the distance of the goal, a little bit more. It's holding against Woodbridge. It's at the 8-yard line, and so we'll call it second down and about 20 yards to go.
And what I call this is little territory. Joe Little, that is. He's been running up the gap on blitzes, picked up a sack, and is doing a great job all day. We'll see if Gennarelli sends him here, as you mentioned, deep. As you mentioned, ball just shy of the 10-yard line. Let's see if Little comes firing up the gap.
All right, once again, Joe Kirk, this time on the handoff on the left-hand side. That's Whitner. Whitner trying to keep those legs going, gets up to about the 15-yard line, and that'll make it third down and about 15.
Pretty good carry by Whitner that time, but I mentioned just too much real estate for them. So he picked up 6 yards, good carry, but just the defensive line just doing a terrific job.
Just shy of the 15-yard line. So once again, it's third down and 15 to go for the Barons. Head coach Mike Salento sending in the play. Mike, of course, from Colorado in his 5th season at Woodbridge. In 1983, he went to the States, but they lost in the first round at a 7-1 mark. They come into this ball game with 6-2 mark. 2 men in the backfield once again. Kirk looking to pass on the right-hand side. Throws, it's intercepted. That's our man, Kevin Clark, on the right-hand side. The second interception of the day. He's going to take some running room up the middle. And going to take it down to about the 15-yard line where number 4, Kevin Clark, intercepts for the second time of the day.
And Clark, as you mentioned, the second interception, that time again, scoping out, playing center field. Kirk threw it right into his hands and picked up pretty good yardage on the return. So again, 1st and 10 for the Eagles, up 22-6. So take a look at Clark right here. Kirk plenty of time, but there he is, threw it right into his hands. And a pretty good return by Kevin Clark, which sets up the Eagles 1st and 10, about the 15.
All right, Dave Sergio is the quarterback. Sends Cuccio in motion to the right-hand side. Sergio on the handoff draw to Brian Siclari, and he gets down to about the 10-yard line.
And that's pretty much probably what the game plan will be for Middletown. And they're up 22-6, especially deep in Baron territory. Let's just grind it out here, take some time off the clock, and pop it in for another 6 points.
All right, second down and 5. They'll call it from the 12-yard line. I don't know if it's good to get Middletown South mad, as you know. Remember, Brick scored first.
Yep.
And Woodbridge scored first today. It may not be good to get them mad.
Talk about that. Maybe they just play well from behind.
All right, Sergio on the handoff to D'Alessio. D'Alessio breaking a tackle, cuts back, and gets it down to about the 2-yard line, where there's a penalty flag, though, back at the 10. So clip.
So a clipping block, which helped propel him well wide open downfield. So they'll be pushed back. So take back that run by D'Alessio. That was a pretty good run by D'Alessio, but we'll go back to take a look at this run, see if we can pick up the clip. No, I couldn't pick up the clip, but a pretty good run by D'Alessio, which will be
I guess
rubbed
those
out.
men in the stripes picked it up.
And that's all that matters.
That's right. All right, second down, call it about 20 yards to go. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Middletown South on top in the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal game. The Eagles showing I formation. Coming in motion to the right is Brian Morrow. Sergio coming back, setting up the screen perhaps, but
nice.
Taken down about the 42-yard line. Number 54 for Woodbridge. That is Kevin Goins.
Kevin Goins, he picks up, I believe, the first sack of the ball game for Woodbridge, I believe. And that time he just came straight up the middle. We'll take a look again at number 54. He shoots the gap to 5'11", 200-pound senior, and just gets a grab of his ankles, and that's all you need to pull him down. So it'll be third down and 36 for the first.
All right, a third down play for Dave Sergio and the Middletown Eagles. Expect to see either a draw or a nice pass play here as he sends out the wide receivers, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. From the shotgun formation is Sergio. Looking downfield on the right-hand side as a penalty flag marker goes down, and being sacked at the 45-yard line is Dave Sergio one more time by number 41, Mr. Edmond.
Yeah, Edmonds that time coming up with the second sack in the row for the Barons, but there was a flag down on the play. It's holding. It'll go against the Eagles, so push them back a little bit more, and so it'll make it
Well, it looks like they might even decline that penalty. Take a look at it one more time here, Keith.
There's plenty of time to throw, but here he comes up the right side and grabs a hold of Sergio and pulls him down for the second straight sack. But it will be 4th and 47.
As the penalty is declined, so from the 45-yard line, the Eagles own 45. They'll make it 4th down, and they'll send in the punting team right now.
And that was a really great defensive stand by the Barons all day. It's the first time they really did stand up to the Eagles' offense, and hopefully they'll get some pretty good field position.
All right, Brian Morrow, number 22, back deep to kick it away for the Eagles. Joe Kirk is back deep for the Woodbridge Barons. All right, spiral taken at the 24-yard line and pick up about 2 on that play, and Woodbridge will take over 1st and 10. Here we are in the 3rd quarter, 6 minutes and 39 seconds to go.
Yeah, Chris Stevens on the return kind of lost his footing on the cut. Just take a look at the crowd there, and the score 22-6, and that's the Woodbridge crowd on the other side of the field, all dressed in red. They're black and red colors, and they're trying to root this team on. Had a great season no matter what happens today. 6-2 is their record. Get into the playoffs for the first time in 9 years, but hey, plenty of ball game left to go for the Barons.
All right, here they come out of the huddle. Edmonds and Whitner in the eye. Kirk going to keep it himself on the right-hand side. Picks up about 4 yards on that play and make it 2nd down and 6.
That was kind of, I believe, an option play they kind of ran, but that time he decided to keep it himself. Ran straight up the middle. Picked up about, as you said, about 4 yards. All right, the PA announcer begs to differ with 6 yards, so we'll go with the PA announcer, 6 yards.
Why not? He's been here longer than us.
Sure, absolutely.
He can read the field better. All right, 2nd down for the Barons, trailing in the ball game. Once again, this is the semifinal matchup of the Central Jersey Group 4 teams. Kirk looking at it, looks over the defense, perhaps audibilizing here. This is usually the time we see Little coming here. Pitch back to Whitner.
Oh.
Whitner breaks a tackle and breaks maybe 2. Yes, he breaks another. He's down to the 40, the 30. It's a foot race now. One more man to beat. And he runs out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. And a nice run there for Woodbridge.
And I'd like to see that on replay to see if he did step out. That was Sean, it's actually Rashawn, like she called Sean Whitner, and that was all Whitner on that play. Just good audible call by Kirk as we take a look here, see where he stepped out of bounds. Takes the pitch, as we mentioned, nice audible by Kirk, and a big hole, breaks 1 tackle there. There's another tackle, 2 tackles. Now it's a foot race, and he'll kind of break one right here, and the foot, oh, there, good replay. What a freeze, look at that in the truck.
Perfect.
And that's where he steps out of bounds. So it's 1st and 10 for the Barons.
All right, they're at the 15-yard line. Kirk looking to pass on the right-hand side, being pressured, and is going to be taken down for a loss.
And I think that's where Kirk needs to throw that ball away. And you got good pressure by Mike Merrill. Time to throw that ball away. You got pretty good field position, your best field position all day. But then you take the sack and you get knocked back. As we take a look at it again. Here comes
Kirk going all the way back. Torres going to be dropped at the 23-yard line and hanging on. Way to hang on for the ankles there.
What it was is Rashawn Whitner did not pick up his block. He kind of just let him come right through. And it'll be 2nd and 18, a loss of 8 yards on the play, and a timeout will be taken by the Barons.
All right, Woodbridge indeed calls timeout to talk it over here as it's 2nd down and 18, 4:49 to go in the 3rd quarter. Middletown South on top, 22-6.
As you take a look, there comes the manager out with the water or the Gatorade. This is a really key series for the Barons. They need to get into the end zone, and we don't know if that sack will hurt them. It'll be 2nd and 18 when play resumes, and this defense has been playing extremely well all day. We talked about in the beginning of the show how many yards this defense gives up. They give up 129 per game, and that's not a lot. And we don't have the halftime stats or what the averages is, but they are playing extremely well today.
Indeed, and of course if they can get in here and score those 2 points conversion, that's just another touchdown away with a 2-point conversion, and they can come right back into this ball game.
As we take a look, as we mentioned, the Woodbridge fans across the field, and they took the drive, about a half-hour drive down here to Middletown to watch this team and root on their ball players, the Barons.
And come on down to the swamp. They've heard so much about it in the local papers up there where they were traveling to, the Middletown South Swamp. Anyway, here we go. It's a second down and 18 to go for the Barons. They send out the trips to the left. That's 3 wide receivers. Single setback is Edmonds. Kirk with the ball, hands off to Edmonds on the right-hand side, and he goes nowhere.
So it's a critical third down play for the Barons right here. Clock ticking, 4:40 left to go in the third quarter. They need to put some points on the board, if not a touchdown, maybe 3 points, just something positive to take another look at this play. And again, just great pressure defense by the Eagles.
That defensive line once again coming on strong for the Eagles. All right, third down play, a big one here. 17 yards to go for the first down. Just over 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Joe Kirk, quarterback for Woodbridge, rolling out to the left-hand side. Looking over the middle, fires there, and it is incomplete. A beautiful play by Cuccio.
Got his hand in there to swipe that ball down. Didn't have the receiver open. And a nice play by Matt Cuccia to knock it down. So 4th and 17. And it's an interesting call for Coach Salento as we take another look at this incomplete pass. As Kirk gets a lot of time, throws straight over the middle. Here's Cuccia swatting that ball right down, intended for Cafaro, but fell incomplete.
All right, Matt Cuccia, most noted for his offensive abilities, as he's had most receptions in the season. He's in second place with 28, only 4 behind the leader for South and Drew Bennett, so the season's not over yet.
Interesting call here.
All right, coming out on the left-hand side is Kirk. Can't find a receiver, tries to break a tackle, and he's going to go down at the 30-yard line, and Middletown South will take over right there, 1st and 10.
Pritzlaff was the one who came in first, and Joe Little also came out and helped out with the sack. And again, I got to question that call. I know you're down 22-6, and you want to, I figure you want to put some points on the board, but instead of going for it all. But nice defense. You see Pritzlaff misses, and then here comes Little and company to help with the tackle and the sack. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
All right, Dave Sergio, quarterback for the Eagles, gives off on the right-hand side as the penalty flag goes down. And that looks like it's going to go against the Eagles right there.
Usually in that area, that's what it usually is, holding. We'll see what the referee makes the call. He's talking over with the Barons.
All right, Lou DeLessio picking up about 4 yards on the play, but the holding penalty is going to bring him back.
As you take a look at Lou DeLessio and some of the offensive line doing a great job today. Number 62, Damian Peter right there, along with Tom Doherty, Dave Commander, and Keats DePera, the center, all do great jobs for this Middletown South Ball Club. And that's how you get the good runners like Cuccia and DeLessio open, and along with Ciclari, you got to have good blocking up front.
All right, from the 18-yard line, it is 1st down and 21 to go for the Eagles. Ciclari and DeLessio are the setbacks in I formation. They split it out this time. Sergio barking out the signals, looking to pass on the right-hand side. Complete there to Martin over the middle. And he's going to be short of the 1st down, but a nice play there by number 11, Jeff Martin.
Yep, number 20, Justin Halliday. He has to read that a little bit early. He kind of was back on his heel, but Sergio did a great job. As we take a look at the replay, Sergio, a nice 2-step drop, just firing over to Martin. Bang, and right there, good timing pattern complete. And there's Justin Halliday taking up the rear. So as you mentioned, 2nd down, it's about 3 yards to go for the 1st.
All right, they bring him out one more time. They show receivers 1 wide to the left. Sergio back to pass, once again over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete, intended for Matt Cuccia.
Cafaro that time on the coverage, just missing up. So it'll be 3rd down and 3, and we'll see if he runs one of his big bucks out of that backfield to pick up the 1st down.
All right, coming into the ball game, Kevin McNamara with the play from head coach Bob Generelli of Middletown South. Of course, if Woodbridge can hold him here and force him to punt, get a decent field position one more time, it is still early on in the ball in the second half here, although we have 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the third quarter, but a very big 4th quarter still to come. Looks like a trick play here. Martin downfield looking for Cuccia, incomplete, as they had him open, but he had him inside, and he just couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, John Scarper, number 10, put the pressure on Martin, so Martin did unload, did have Cuccia. If he threw the ball more towards the center of the field instead of towards the sideline, it fell incomplete. So take a look at the replay again. Nice halfback option. There's the pressure by number 10, Scarper. Throws downfield, just incomplete. So it'll be 4th and 3, and let's see if the Barons can get some pretty good field position.
All right, Brian Morrow back to punt for the Eagles. Joe Kirk, quarterback, number 12, back deep, along with number 27, Chris Steven. The snap is a good one. And Morrow gets off a nice kick taken by Kirk. Well, no, it's Stevens actually as they get it together a little bit. Sometimes that could make a big play, and indeed Stevens takes it out to about the 45-yard line as Steven and Kirk didn't quite get their act together there, but got a good run back on it.
It was you got it, I take it, and that time Stevens took it, and Kirk didn't have a chance to get a block for him, but a pretty good run back by Stevens, so it'll be 1st and 10, and again, they need to put some points on the board, and with 2:20 left to go here in the 3rd quarter, and there's the score, 22-6 in favor of the Eagles.
All right, Joe Kirk, quarterback, looking for tight end Anthony Cafaro, Justin Holliday, and Chris Stevens are his men to receive the ball. In the background, in the backfield, number 41, that's Edmonds, and number 42 is Whitner. Kirk on the hand around, coming around this time once again to Stevens. And
Kevin
picking
Clark.
up maybe about a yard, but a nice hit there.
Kevin Clark just came from his cornerback position. He just unloaded as they tried to do a little bit of reverse, a little razzle-dazzle, and Stevens did take a shot, a little slow getting up. A nice play there by Kevin Clark.
Kevin Clark also having the 2 interceptions. Take a look at it one more time, Keith.
They do a little reverse here, and it comes up the other side of the field. Here comes number 4. Bang! Nice hit by Clark. Drops Stevens.
All right, 2nd down. They're calling it a pickup of about a yard on that play before he was so savagely hit. But a nice, aggressive play. We like that one. All right, on the 35-yard line, Woodbridge once again. Here comes the blitz. And Little comes up big.
And he is just reading that cadence, just guessing the snap count beautifully. And I believe that's his 3rd sack of the ball game. Joe Little just shooting the gap, and I don't know if Kirk can't see him right in front of his face. Maybe he should change his cadence. We'll take a look at that again. Number 52, the senior, Joe Little. Oh, he was in there quicker, I believe, than the center snapped the ball. But a great job by Little. Pick up the sack.
Not touched one iota.
I don't know how he's got all that dirt on him. If no one touches him, he just squeaks right in there. But any event, it'll be 3rd down 13 with the last 40 seconds ticking in the 3rd quarter.
All right, the Barons from their own 32-yard line. A big 3rd down play. 2 receivers out wide to the left. This time Steven in motion to the right. Kirk back to pass, looking downfield. Can't find anybody. Scrambling to the right. Finally finds Steven, but it's incomplete. Intended for number 27, Chris Steven.
Yeah. Number 6, Tyrone Fagan, and you got to give credit to the safeties and cornerbacks downfield doing a very good coverage. You take a look at the replay. Kirk has a lot of time. He's rolling out towards his right, but just cannot find the receiver open. And then he says, well, I have to throw it. It's a little weak pass, and there's Tyrone Fay pounding the pavement.
He wanted that interception just like Kevin Clark there. Nice job, Kevin. All right, a 4th down play, and that's Joe Kirk going to be back deep for the Barons, about his own 20-yard line.
And this is always interesting.
And a snap is a little bad, but Kirk gets off a nice kick. Cuccio taken at the 35-yard line and immediately hit there and taken down.
Cuccio wanted his chance at that one. He said, you know, Lou, you got the last one. Let me get this one. But good coverage this time. A good punt is an errant snap. The way to stay with it.
Holding his right ankle there before he got up there.
Hopefully everything's okay with him as the trainer comes out to help Cuccio off the field.
All right, got to get out there with the Cuccios, the Lesios, Serchios. We have to get out there quick with those guys.
We have the Cuccio family right in front of us. They seem this is their spot right in front of us. Hopefully everything's right with Matt.
All right, from the I formation, the Middletown Eagles go once again on the left-hand side and pick up good yardage.
And that's just what they'll do, and that was the last play of the 3rd quarter, John. So the Woodbridge Barons have their work cut out in the 4th.
All right, so that'll do it here for the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal. 3 quarters are gone. Middletown South on top of Woodbridge, 22-6. We'll be back with more right after this.
Husband's going to make sure that you get home safe.
18 months ago, this woman lived every woman's worst nightmare. Where do you go to put the pieces back together? She got help at a rape crisis center. They got help from the United Way. Thank God the United Way got help from you. The United Way, it brings out the best in all of us.
You're watching Store Cable Channel 8, community television for Monmouth County.
All right, we're back here, the Channel 8 Sports High School Football Game of the Week. It's the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal matchup between Middletown South and Woodbridge High School. Middletown on top, 22-6.
You see the Eagles there, and I know in this area, this is the only Eagle team they want to see win this weekend, as the Giants will take on those Philadelphia Eagles this weekend. I know Tony Chavalella in the truck is kind of happy about that, to see the Eagles come into the Meadowlands. But to any event, high school football, the fans getting into it. Always a packed crowd here at the Swamp. You see there's a couple fans up trying to get the crowd motivated. With any event, a 22-6 lead, a crucial 12 minutes for this Barron Ball Club.
All right, the Eagles taking over from at the 42-yard line, rather. Second down and 3. Sergio calling out the signals with the I formation. Back to pass. Looking on the right-hand side, complete there to Jeff Martin. And that's a first down for the Eagles.
And Martin, a very acrobatic catch there, and it was in traffic, but he has that leaping ability and athleticism. Just got up on his feet and pulled that reception down. So you take another look at it. Again, Sergio, just an all-around quarterback and athlete, and there's Martin with the reception, picking up the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
All right, they're calling it at the 46-yard line. We'll make it the 45 anyway. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Once again, D'Alessio in the backfield. Sergio going to keep it himself on the left-hand side. Looks for Martin.
Wide open. Ciclari wide open.
Brian Ciclari wide open, and he picks up some good yardage there.
And it's just that these cornerbacks and safeties just giving a lot of cushion, a lot of room. Down 22-6. I'm surprised they're not right on top of their man, at least play a little bump and run type defense. But instead, Sergio has all day rolling left, rolling right, standing straight in the pocket and finding his receivers downfield.
And take a look at it one more time, Keith, here as he looks for that receiver on the left-hand side, Brian Ciclari.
Just plenty of room to run, and as you see him hanging off for the tackle is Anthony
Cafaro. Dropping the ball there, a little fumble on the play, but Middletown South recovering there. All right, 1st and 10 once again for the Eagles. Handoff to Ciclari, takes it on the right-hand side, picks up about 4 yards on that play.
So again, they're just grinding out the ball. Good old-fashioned football here. The sun went down. The kind of clouds coming out. He's still a beautiful late November day. Not a lot of wind, not cold. Just perfect to play football. And it's not perfect for Woodbridge, so they're down 22-6. And again, Middletown South in great field position.
All right, 2nd down and 5. Martin goes in motion to the right. The handoff is to D'Alessio on the left-hand side. Breaks one tackle, gets down to the 20, the 15, and is going to still keep on his feet, going all the way down to about the 2-yard line. Lou D'Alessio.
Just having a heck of a ball game. That time he was trying to run either over or under Kevin Clark. Kevin didn't seal off his block quick enough, but D'Alessio said, hey, I'll just take it myself. And he just took it up the left side and almost went in for the score. As you take another look at it, here's the handoff, and he just hops over through the hole, and there's Clark trying to play off his block. And he just hops himself, and there's coming up with the tackle at the end was number 54, Kevin Goins.
All right, Lou D'Alessio trying to set some records here at Middletown South. We'll give you those in a little bit. It is 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. And we're going to have a timeout here, as Woodbridge didn't like what they saw here. Perhaps didn't have the right personnel on the field, and they'll call timeout here with 9 minutes and 46 seconds to go in the ball game.
Yeah, Woodbridge needs to stand tall here, and here's Coach Salento coming off the sideline. Going to talk it over with his team, down 22-6. Don't want to give up those extra 6 points to make the hole even deeper. As you take a look at the score right there, and as you mentioned, there's a couple of fans at the field. Actually, a couple Store Cable employees that come out.
Ah, that's how they get on, huh?
That's how they got in. They come in, they sneak through the back door, just having a little watch of the football game. I'm sure between the 3 of them, they know nothing about football, but they just come out just for the social activities.
Obviously, I don't know if that one on the right has any taste either.
All right, John.
Maybe I'm just talking about the coat. I don't know. Anyway, Lou D'Alessio has 36 carries in a game at one point in time. That's only 2 behind the most carries in a game. And he's trying to break that one here. That, of course, behind, and we couldn't let the entire game go without mentioning the man himself from South, Stephen Pitts.
Yeah, but someone said that he is on the sideline, standing on the sideline, watching this Middletown South football game. But I don't know. That's what they said coming in here. But to any event, 1st and 2 to go.
All right, from the 2-yard line, D'Alessio on the left-hand side trying to get in. Touchdown. Lou D'Alessio on a 2-yard run.
And there's D'Alessio again. Blocking that time, takes it himself right over the left side. Another 6 points. So it's 28-6 in favor of the Eagles with the extra point awaiting.
And those nails in the coffin are beginning to be put in right here at the Swamp. Once again, number 44, Dave Jakes on for the extra point. Dave Sergio is the holder. 9:42 to go in the ball game. Already 28-6 South over Woodbridge. Here is the snap, the kick, it's up, and it is no good. So with 9 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the ball game, it is Middletown South all over Woodbridge, 28-6.
We'll see what happens here by the Barons. It said that hole is just a 6 points deeper, 7 points deeper. You take a look at the score again from D'Alessio as he gets the handoff, as you see him split and just comes up the left side, breaks one tackle there by Sean Whitner and just gets into the end zone. The extra point was no good. So 28-6 is the score. I'm sure if there's any bad point, I'm sure Coach Generelli is unhappy. 2 missed field goals, a couple missed extra points in this ball game, but hey, they have an extra week to work at.
That's right. They'll have a Thanksgiving Day game against Middletown North, and we should have that for you right here.
Yeah, but I don't know if you're bringing the cranberry sauce or Fred Haverstick. I don't know what he's bringing. I think
he might be bringing the turkey. We won't mention who that is.
Little humor by John Anderson. That's 2 for 2 in here so far, abusing me and abusing other people in the truck. That's okay. Got to make this game a little bit humorous.
That's right. 28 points, of course. That's, again, getting high up there for Middletown South. They've scored 33, 26, 34, 34, 17, 33, and last week 44, or 2 weeks ago against Marlboro.
And this Woodbridge Barrett defense shut out their last 2 opponents. But
certainly not shutting out the Eagles today.
Not at all.
They couldn't clip their wings. All right, got that one in too. All right, Jacks kicking it to about the 5-yard line. And Woodbridge taking that right up the middle. And that may have been the downfall for Woodbridge, trying to go up the middle, whether it's on the kickoffs or on the rushings.
Yeah, Tom Smith, the 5'7" junior, 130-pounder, getting a little airborne there. I don't know if he has enough meat to get airborne up the middle with this swarming Eagle defense coming in and taking the hit. At any event, it's 1st and 10. As you mentioned, not successful running the ball up the gut all day. And they haven't really moved the ball except for that one big run by Whitner up the left side. Hasn't really moved the chains at all.
All right, from the 23-yard line, single setback is Edmonds for Woodbridge. Receivers are out wide to the left and the right. A quick toss on the right side to Steven. That picks up about 4 yards, and they need a lot of those.
Yep. That's something where they're going to have to try to release the tight end on that play. Maybe get him into the gap. Maybe get him into the reception and pick up more than about 2 yards in that play. They need about 6 or 7 yard chunks, especially with 9:01 and counting here in the 4th.
All right, stop made there by Jason Gottlieb. He's a senior, 5'9", 165-pound defensive back. Once again, I formation shown by Woodbridge with Edmonds and Whitner. Kirk taking himself on the right-hand side, pitches back to Whitner. And on the left-hand side, he picks up about 7 yards on that play and stays inbounds. No, they're going to stop the clock right there.
Let's see if he got to the marker. He did a good job. Nice option play that time. And it seems that's the first time they used that play. And we're here in the 4th quarter. So we'll see if he picked up the 1st down. And yes, it is, because it will move the chains. It will be 1st and 10 for the Barons with 8:30 left to go in the 4th quarter.
All right, from the 34-yard line, Woodbridge picking up that 1st down. The clock continues to roll here on down. 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go and counting. And they'll hold it up right here as they want to get the chains on the sideline correctly done. So they'll stop the clock and make sure all the chains are okay. All right, there we go. We're back and set. Single setback in the backfield is Edmonds for the Barons. Little on the blitz one more time. And again, pressuring, that's number 52 as he came across the line one more time.
And we talked about Joe Little, the senior. He is 5'10", 175, and he uses all of his 175 right there.
And it looks like perhaps some frustration showing on Woodbridge here, as it's going to be a personal foul at the end of that play there as a push and a shove. And of course, Coach Salento didn't like that call. You can see him in the background there for Woodbridge.
And not at all, especially when you're down 28-6. You don't want, any flags to go against you, and that'll be a 15-yarder. So take a look at the play again. Here's Little, just comes out and makes the tackle. Just doing a heck of a job today. Ooh, you see number 71, I believe, who took the swipe. I think that's Todd Duasak, rather.
Right, and he just didn't want to get those guys. You want to get them off quick, and he was going to play pro wrestling here, I guess, and take them from behind. But that's a penalty anyway, and that's going to make it second down. Oh, looks like about 30-some-odd yards to go for this first down for the Barons.
31 yards to go, and we'll see what they have in store on this play.
All right, Kirk quarterbacking the pitches to Whitner on the left-hand side. He gets up about 5 yards on that play, but still going to bring up a third down and many moons to go. And once again, flags are flying as the frustration looks like on Woodbridge's side is coming to light here. And sometimes, push comes to shove and Middletown South has to retaliate or something. And we'd hate to see the ball game end in that note because it's been a good ball game basically for 3 and some odd parts of the quarters here.
But I don't think there is a flag. I think they just trying to talk to the guy, say, hey, let's calm down here. As you mentioned, it's a good game, even though it's kind of one-sided. You got to have Woodbridge hold their hats high coming in here for the first time in 9 years, representing the Woodbridge Barron School. First time in, as we mentioned, 9 years, this team gets a chance to play some playoff and state football, and they wouldn't want to end it on that note, John.
All right, we're calling it a third down and 27 yards to go. Kirk back to pass, looking on the right-hand side, has a man, but overthrows him, and that'll make it fourth down for the Barons.
And the intended receiver was Chris Stevens, but I think Stevens just lost his footing there a little bit, and Kirk fired but misfired, so it'll be 4th and 27, and the punting unit comes on, so great field position again, a chance for the Eagles, and we see DeLessio and Cuccia go back, and anything can happen.
Right, indeed, they could really put it all the way, put that coffin into the ground here. As DeLessio and Cuccio are back. Once again, Kirk back to kick. Standing at his own 5-yard line. It's a low snap, and he just gets it off. And it looks like it's going to be roughing the kicker as he did get it off. But they did run into the kicker there. As you can see, Joe Kirk getting up a little slow there.
And if he would have got a piece of the ball, that would have been fine. But Kirk did get a chance to kick the ball without it being touched. And as you mentioned, it is a flag. And Fred Hammerstick in the booth saying that since he dropped the ball, we'll see if it's a free-for-all. And there's a flag against the coach, Salento, as he comes on the field arguing with a referee. So he gets one flag, and then here comes another coach. We'll see what they're arguing about. As you see, the flag goes against Middletown South, and another flag goes against Woodbridge. As you see, Woodbridge coaches having to be moved off the field. And that's something that when you're a coach, you're supposed to be the leader, and you have to gain your composure. If you get a bad call in your opinion, hey, you can vent a little bit, but you can't really go out in the field and get a flag. You come down to Middletown South, you got to contain your composure. So I can understand the frustration by the coaching staff, too. Maybe they think they've been getting a raw deal all day. But to any event, after they iron it out, we'll see what happens.
All right, indeed. It was roughing the kicker penalty against Middletown South, and then a personal foul against Woodbridge. So as the referee and umpire look it over, they'll take it from the original line of scrimmage and start to mark it off there. And they'll bring it up to about looks like the 34-yard line. And once again, running into the kicker against Middletown South, that takes the precedence. And then what they do is the personal foul against Woodbridge. And so they pick it up from there, and then they move it up, and then they move it back. And we'll get it all straightened out here.
See, one was a post-possession foul, it looked like, so that's why they marked it off at the end. And we'll see who has the ball and who's what and what's where. And it looks like the defensive unit is on. It looks like for
Question is, you know, with that roughing the kicker, that's an automatic first down play. And so as you can see right now, dead ball personal foul against them. And it looks like it's going to be first down, actually, as they'll make it first down for Woodbridge.
First down and 25, so one was a post-possession foul. That's where they marked the ball off, and that's why it'll be first and 25. They mark where roughing the kick would have been, then they mark back where the personal, and that's where the ball is spotted. That's the line of scrimmage, and they walk it back after the personal foul, and that's where you get first and 25. So as the referee still talking over with some of the players.
All right, they want to make sure they have it all done. 4 officials out, or actually 5 officials are out there. And you got to believe between the 5 of them, they're going to get this right. All right, 6 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. This is the Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal game. The other game being played at Saraville. Bridgewater Raritan playing at Saraville. Saraville having beaten these Woodbridge Barons, in fact, getting into first place because of that in the red division of the GMC.
Yep, they won 14-7. That was the first loss of the season against this Woodbridge Ball Club.
All right, so here we go. Joe Kirk, first down. It is 25 yards to go for the first down. However, they do have a first down this time. Handoff is to Edmonds on the right-hand side. And he gets about 2 or 3 yards on that play, but they need more than that.
And it's 5:45 and counting.
And I still can't understand, Keith, why they're going just a little bit off center, and they're running a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, just off center, but running up the middle. That's not getting them anywhere.
No, especially they've been having pretty good success. The option play worked for them a couple times on this last offensive series, and just running the ball on the outside. That's what got their big run from Whitner. I don't know, just sticking to the game plan, I presume, but as we mentioned, hasn't been working for them pretty much all day.
Right, Glenn Pritzlaff, number 17, anchoring that middle right there, and they're not getting anything out of it, and it's about time to change. All right, Kirk back to pass, looking over the middle. Oh. Incomplete. The sidearm pass intended there for number 20, Justin Holliday.
And Holliday had some room after the catch. It looked like all the defensive backs and safeties were drawn towards the middle of the field. If he would have caught it, maybe he had some running room, would have been pretty interesting. But that point is moot as it's dropped, so it'll be 3rd down and 25 to go for the Barons.
All right, coming into the ball game with the play right there is one of the Barons. That's number 15. Mike Feeney. See him in the background. Nice white shirt. Hasn't been in the game as much.
Hasn't really got that dirty. You see the offensive lineman right there. Pretty dirty.
All right, Joe Kirk, quarterback number 12. Once again, the Eagles with their zone defense on the left-hand side. He fires out there. And on the left-hand side, he goes down, picking up a flag, a late 2 yards, and perhaps a late hit there on the sideline.
And that's what it will be. The receiver did fall down, but the defender had his momentum going and did give him a little shot when he was down on the ground, so the referee was right on top of it. So it'll be 15 yards. It'll be an interesting call to see where the ball is spotted.
I guarantee if he didn't put the flag down, Salento would have reminded him.
Because he was close to the old Woodbridge Barons sideline, and he was right there on top, and so was Coach Salento.
All right, so personal foul against Middletown South, and I don't think Coach Bob Generelli is going to like this anyway either. This is not the football he intended here. You know, let's get the job done. Defense, do your job. Then we get the ball back. We grind it out. We run it.
And they've been pretty much doing that all day, the defense. I mean, they've done a great job.
I think there's steam coming out of Generelli's head right there.
As you see right there. And he's the type of coach that really gets into this ball game, jumping up the sidelines, running down the sideline. It's really a player's type coach and has a great job and great history so far here at the Swamp and for Middletown South.
All right, from the 36-yard line, Woodbridge will take over. Woodbridge have is 4th and, what do we call it?
7.
4th and 7. So Woodbridge wants to get some more points on the game here. Has Little once again. I'm just watching him. He's showing blitz one more time. And passing, Kirk's got a man wide open on the left-hand side. That's Steven.
Did he get out of bounds?
Out of bounds.
That's a great job that time by Kirk. He had the room to run for the first down, then looked to his left and saw Stevens, who was way downfield, and smartly just threw the ball right in the middle of his chest. So he picks up the first down and stops the clock with 4:35 left to go in the ball game.
And a good job of knowing where the line of scrimmage was, as he was about a half a yard away from going over it.
Absolutely.
All right, from the 34-yard line as they are in Eagle territory. 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the ball game. Woodbridge trying for a little respect here. I think they even think they actually win the ball game if they continue to do this. Go with a little onside kick once they score. All right, Kirk once again back to pass, looking on the right-hand side. It's going to have to be chased a little bit more. This time he throws, and it is incomplete.
There's a flag on the play. Excuse me, John.
All right, in the backfield there.
See, that's usually where a holding penalty is called.
Intended there for Justin Holliday. Incomplete. And once again, we go from a game in the beginning where we saw, offsides on kickoffs twice, and now we're getting into these 10, 15-yard penalties. And
it was a pretty flag-free football game, as you mentioned. Only a couple flags in the first half. Illegal procedure on both of the receiving teams on kickoffs, but then lately it's been a couple of holding penalties, personal fouls, and you really don't like to see that. So the ball will be brought back against the Barons after
indeed.
A big first down.
Right, a holding call. They'll bring it back to the 46-yard line of the Barons, their own territory. And we'll make it a first down, and oh my goodness, 10, 20, 30 yards, you say, Keith?
Yep, I'll go with you, John. You're the teacher. You're the one with the
math.
Master in numbers. So. And history. So we'll throw in a little history. And you were exactly right. The scoreboard is 2nd and 30.
Oh, how about that?
1st and 30, excuse me.
All right, 5 men once again on the defensive line, and Little showing blitz. Kirk's trying to be quiet in there, but is sacked one more time.
And it's just great coverage downfield, and he was looking for Caffarello, but he just couldn't seem to break in the flat wide open enough. And as you mentioned, Little shot the gap and then crawled up on his feet. As we take a look again at Little again, he just tried to come right through here, and you see he falls, but then he's scrappy, just comes right up and gets a hand in there on the sack, and then a couple tempers flare and players push each other. With any event, it's a loss of 4 on the play, so it's 2nd and 34.
All right, 2nd down and 34. That's like saying 2nd down and goal to go. I don't know. Anyway, Kirk has the quarterback duties for Woodbridge. I formation once again. Kirk back to pass in the pocket. Pass it to Edmonds on the left-hand side. Slips a little bit and just gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a pickup of about a yard on that one. Make it 3rd down and 33.
That's something they're trying to set up to if he gets good blocking downfield, and that'll open up the running path for the receiver. But it just hasn't worked all ball game. Good coverage by Middletown South defense. And again, struggling a little bit are the Barons, just trying to get something to work positive for him. But in any event, it's 3rd down and 32 yards to go.
All right, from the 45-yard line, 3rd down play for the Barons. Coming out on the right-hand side is number 20, Justin Holliday. Haven't heard a lot about him today. Joe Kirk, number 12, quarterback, looks over the defense. Has Edmonds and Whitner in the backfield. This time Kirk looking to pass. Fumbling the ball. Who's got it? Middletown South says they have it.
And guess who made the hit, John?
Would it be 52?
That's what it would exactly be. Joe Little is having a big day as he comes up with the sack and causes the fumble, the ball ajar loose as he comes trotting off the sidelines right there. He gets a shake of the hand by the defensive coach and the other players growling around him. So it'll be 1st and 10 and clock is ticking, 2:30 to go, and some of the fans here are leaving at Middletown South.
All right, they send out 2 wide receivers to the left. The hand is to Brian Siclari on the right-hand side. He squirms his way through for another 2 yards after that run. As we take a look at the fumble one more time, Keith.
And here's Kirk. It's 3rd and 34, and he's dropping back and looking downfield, and bang. And it looks like he was held there a little bit by number 79, but that didn't help. And falling on the ball was Middletown South, and that's where we are. As a pickup of 7 on the last play. 2nd and 3 with 2 minutes to go in the ball game.
All right, Little causing the fumble, and Glenn Pritzlaff falling on it. He's the nose guard, number 17, picks up the fumble. Handoff, Lou DeLessio on the right-hand side. Gets up close, perhaps maybe a yard. The referees will take a look at it and see whether or not they've got a first down as the player is down here
on the field, and we'll try to get a look at it.
All right, while they take care of that, here is Middletown South 28, Woodbridge 6. We'll be back with more right after this.
Today, over 3,500 abused children will know what it feels like to laugh. Tonight, over 12,700 homeless people will sleep in a bed, and instead of the street. By tonight, over 9,500 adults will learn to read for the very first time. Today, over 41,200 people that shouldn't be left alone won't be. The United Ways in the tri-state area, helping in hard times.
All right, we're back to finish. Town South over Woodbridge. And they've got it now, 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Less than 2 minutes to go. And we have a flag down before the play, actually. So we'll see what that flag is all about. I think we're into double figures on flags here.
And
illegal procedure against South, so they'll back it up 5 more yards.
I'm trying to get a look at who the player was that was carried off. Looks like it was 68, maybe Dan Gulix, who was carried off the field. Hopefully everything is okay with him. But to any event, it'll be 3rd and 7, 1:29 left to play, and the clock is ticking. So look for the South just to keep it on the ground, maybe try to pick up this 1st down here so they keep possession and keep that clock moving.
All right, from the 37-yard line, the Eagles on top of Woodbridge, 28-6. Looks like they'll go to the finals for the 4th year in a row. The pitch is on the left-hand side to Martin. He's going to take it. And did he get out of bounds? At least Woodbridge was hoping he would. And I think they pulled him out of bounds to make sure of that.
And it's 105. It looks like he's shy of the 1st down, so it'll be a 4th down play, I believe. We'll take a look as there is a player down, number 55 rolling down, Nick DeLesso. Looks like holding his ribs up to, so hopefully everything's okay with him. But here comes the trainer again off the field, and the athletic trainer is Matt Costello for Woodbridge, and you see him in the blue jacket, I believe. He comes running off.
Right into your picture there.
And here, getting up is DeLesso. So he is walking off the field a little gingerly, but maybe it's just ribs, or maybe just got the wind knocked out. That's kind of a scary feeling when you're gasping for air and you can't have any. As he looks like he's just trying to catch his breath, so hopefully everything's okay with him. So it's 4th and 2 for the Eagles, and their punting unit is back, so they will kick the ball. At least that's what it's set up to be, to the Barons.
And don't be surprised if we see a little bit of an up man getting the ball here. Or they might just kick it and push him down pretty deep and let the defense get a really big hand, because they've really done a heck of a job today, especially that defensive line.
And all 11 men seem to be playing up. They're not really playing the kick.
Right, Morrow is going to kick it, however.
And they're going to hope it rolls into the end zone.
Takes a nice south bounce one way, but then goes into the end zone. So with 57 seconds to go in the ball game, Woodbridge will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20.
So it'll be 57 seconds. Pretty much the same starting defensive unit comes into the ball game. Just trying to look to see if Coach General is mixing up some people, get some new faces in there, some fresh, clean jerseys maybe.
A little bit of a state playoff experience, just in case, next year, some of these seniors will not be there. So why not give them some experience in a big game?
Absolutely. You see a couple new players come in to the ball game. Just trying to take a look at the numbers. Mike Jackstad, number 19, up the left side, comes in. And also looked like number 72 entered the ball game. But in any event, take it away, John Anderson.
All right, Joe Kirk is the quarterback for Woodbridge. He pitches back to Whitner. And he gets back just to about the line of scrimmage.
And so 50 seconds left to go here. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Woodbridge Barons. And we've been pretty much saying the Barons couldn't move the ball all day, but you got to hold their hat to them. They're doing a good job to come here and play against a tough Middletown South ball club. Had the lead 6-0, but it just seemed like Middletown South had a little bit of a better offensive movement of the football and great defensive, especially by Joe Little. And the clock is ticking at 25 seconds. So a good job by Barons just to get in here in the first time in 9 years.
All right, Woodbridge averaging just a little over 20 points a game, but Middletown South shutting them down today, holding them to only 6. Anyway, Kirk back to pass, and incomplete, as it's almost picked off there by number 6, Tyrone Fay.
Yeah, and the intended receiver was Stevens, but then Fay was just kind of baiting Kirk to throw the ball, and he did, and almost got a claw on it to pull it down, but it fell incomplete. So it's 3rd and 8 with 9 seconds left to go here. So this might be the last play of the ball game.
And indeed, it looks like Middletown South will make it 30 in a row at the Swamp.
30 in a row, and we'll have 2 more chances to uphold that record, as you mentioned. Thanksgiving Day will be there.
Well, I think that one's going to be played at Middletown North.
Oh, it is at Middletown.
I think it's their turn this year. But anyway, they'll be back here, I believe, December 5th for that final game against probably Sayreville or Bridgewater Raritan.
I would have been sitting here by myself saying, where is everybody?
9 seconds to go in the ball game. Kirk at quarterback, handing off this time to Edmonds. He runs up the left-hand side for some good yardage there, picking up about 4 or 5 yards.
And that will do it.
And indeed, that will be the ball game. The Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal game between Middletown South and Woodbridge finds Middletown South on top 22-6. Keith, some interesting ball games?
It is a very interesting ball game. As you mentioned from the onset, we talked about the mishandled punt snap, and hopping on it was Edmonds for the touchdown, but the extra point was blocked. And then Middletown South just took over from there, and especially DeLessio did a great job. 86-yard run, touchdown run, and also an 80-plus yard return in the first play in the second half. And that just busted things wide open, and a great quarterbacking again by Dave Sergio to lead this ball club. His senior leadership, the quarterback, the leadership role, did a great job, and a great job by the defense and Joe Little.
All right, we started the opening scoring with Woodbridge, but that was all they were going to get as Robert Edmonds picked up the snap, or the bad snap, in the end zone. Woodbridge was on top 6-0, but then it was all Middletown South. Dave Sergio on a 2-yard run, went for 2 points. That was good. And then it was the Lou DeLessio show, an 86-yard run in the second quarter. In the third quarter, an 86-yard run, and in the fourth quarter, a 2-yard run. And there we have the final score of Middletown South 28, Woodbridge 6.
And Woodbridge, as you mentioned, you got to hold their hats high to them. Don't, go down with your heads down. Did a great job getting in here. A 6-3 season now it goes to. And this has been a Channel 8 Sports presentation, John.
That's right. The Central Jersey Group 4 semifinal game. Middletown South is the winner. We'll have more exciting football for you next week here on Channel 8. Bye-bye, everybody.
Some of the world's finest salmon. And when they do, Jim Herford knows they won't wait for a sinus headache. Thankfully, there's Tylenol Sinus, with maximum strength decongestant for the pressure, plus something no other sinus medicine has. Tylenol Pain Reliever, the one that's cared for more Americans, including the guy who has to bring home the catch. Tylenol Sinus, the strength you need from the name you trust.
Ask anyone who's driven a Ford lately. They're the best ones to explain how satisfied customers become repeat customers. Because they've given Ford more repeat buyers than any other car and truck division in America. Simply put, when you build quality products, your customers come back for more. Have you driven a Ford lately? It's more than just a question. It's an answer.
Sinatra will continue.
I told him if he ever hit me again, I'd leave him.
You're late.
I'm sorry.